a David Lynch music video would just be like all of his movies are. It's like, what the fuck is happening right now?
He's so great.
It would be awesome, dude.
I love him talking about the fucking Woody Woodpeckers he bought.
No,
it's my favorite thing he's talked about in a while. Where he's like, one time I was driving and I passed a Texaco and I saw they had all these Woody Woodpecker dolls and I bought all of them. I put them in my office and I named them things like George and Tom and Harry. It's like, and they were with me for a while. But, you meet somebody, you go too fast because you don't know what they're like. And then, you start fighting, there's disagreements. You find out you're not really, in sync as you once thought. And then it's like his pause and he goes, they're not in my life anymore. And it's just like, fucking, I fucking died. Hello, Internet. Welcome to the scariest hour. Friends of the Paranormal, the only podcast where it is okay to follow the girl you saw at the Starbucks home and take pictures of her. I'm Matt.
And I'm Zach.
Oh, you did it.
I did it right this time. I concentrated on it for 2 weeks. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And then I was like, do I make it a bit and just keep doing it? And I was like, no, I'm going to do it right.
Welcome, everybody, to our episode tonight. We are covering obsessions. Which was a very interesting topic to research.
I tell you, I thought it was going to be, and then I could only get one lane of things, so...
Yeah, there's going to be some overlap with, stalking.
A lot of stalkers. Mostly stalkers?
Mostly
all stalkers from my end.
It
all
almost
stalkers.
Feels like if we ever do a stalkers episode, it might be redundant.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I think I've got enough to talk about that's non-stalkery.
Right. Well, I mean, honestly, if it's a stalker one, the well is run pretty fucking dry anyhow, so...
Sure, yeah. For those who don't know, or first time listening, me and Zach go on a tour of all things scary and macabre, usually one topic an episode.
Yeah.
We then do independent research, both in real-life stories and in film, and then we get together.
Yeah.
We watch a movie I pick, sometimes arbitrarily.
Yeah.
And then we discuss.
All of it.
That is all. Ellipses. Done.
Yes. We, mainly it's just pick a horror lane.
Yeah.
Be in it for 2 weeks. Talk about it after.
Yeah. Obsess, if you will.
You know what? We have become the subject.
I will say right up top, I don't think, you and me are, I would say, obsessive about a lot of things. But I feel like it's more, what's the word, fascination?
Yes.
We're very,
I get obsessed with shit.
We got wheelhouses. We're into stuff.
Yeah. But my obsessions shift, to the point where I almost can't get anything done. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I have a good idea for a story about cowboys, and I'm in the thick of thinking about it and fleshing it out and stuff, and then I'll just see or I'll hear a cool laser noise and be like, "Yep, well, I'm thinking about sci-fi for the next fucking 6 years." Yeah, so it's hard to get that done, but
Right. So you and me don't have anything that we've ever ruined our lives over, but we both get into kicks pretty hard.
I mean, the first Destiny almost ruined my life. For Xbox 360, had some trouble with it.
Sure.
I like exotics, dude. I like going.
I like getting.
I like gear. I like finding gear and stuff. So, and plus, if you get a good enough feeling grind,
sure.
I'm all about it.
Yeah, and I've had stretches of my life that have just been probably not optimally used because I've been too heavily invested in something else or that wasn't very beneficial.
Absolutely. But to go as far as calling it obsession.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gone borderline obsessive.
Pastimes get out of hand sometimes.
Sure,
that'll go with.
Yeah, 100%.
I didn't buy T-shirts or pretend I was a Destiny.
What, you never ran around your house being like, yo, I'm the Destiny, bro.
I'm Destiny.
I'm Destiny's child.
That joke's got to be around, right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I feel like it.
It should be. Oh, we can't both take drinks at the same time.
Oh, no, dead air?
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Well, dead air. That'd be a good, that's definitely, there's thousands of dead airs, I bet. Scary radio shows.
Oh, you know what? Probably.
That'd be a good name.
Ah, fuck. Well, let's look.
All right, let's end this one.
Yeah.
We'll start a new one.
Well, look it up first, because we can't just make it official and then be like, oh, there's fucking 6,000 of these ones too. That's why the last one we had to change.
I'm attached now.
It's fine.
I don't even think I can say I've had anybody in my life that was overly obsessive. Well, my wife. My wife can be very obsessive. She goes into these kicks where she, like, I think she's borderline ruined her life a couple times with different video games.
Sure.
Or so she recently got onto a profession that has absorbed her life that has actually done very well.
Yeah, it's beneficial, so that's fine.
So I tell her, you would go
think
right ahead with that.
Like, Batman is obsessed.
100%.
But that's beneficial.
Sure.
To humanity.
Yeah.
Well, mostly, I guess.
Yeah.
Because there is that. You remember when Cracked way back when broke down, where they were just like, "Why isn't Batman doing like?"
I hate that viewpoint of Batman.
It's so much fun.
Not only is he, but like my preferred Gotham is one that can't be saved. Well, the idea that you could throw trillions of relief aid at it and it's just not gonna fucking do anything.
I mean, it is a total shithole.
Yeah,
and plus, it's like, you know, the Batman came around in a time when it's like philanthropic justice wasn't
the Great Depression was
solution.
in living memory.
Yeah.
Anyway,
who cares? We're not talking about Batman. He is obsessed, though.
He is actually a very good, like, a source of obsession. Yeah. With this topic, usually we clarify that there's like a Jaws of it, but I don't necessarily know if there is one for this.
I think we watched it.
Yeah, we may have watched it. It's either this or like Fatal Attraction. Something like that.
But Fatal Attraction's more like,
it's a movie about obsession. She's obsessed with him.
She's obsessed with him, sure.
I think most like those passion thrillers that you get, like noir, those are all very obsessive. But yeah, there's not really one that I think in that sense, because like even Cape Fear, which is the one we watched tonight,
very good movie.
Very good movie, both versions.
Yes.
Even Cape Fear isn't like Jaws noteworthy the same way.
No,
you know,
I wouldn't think.
Which is a shame, because it is really good. It isn't as good as Jaws, but
Cape Fear,
I don't think it's as good as Jaws. But what is?
I don't know. Apples and oranges.
Yeah, that's my point. Is it's like, what is as good as Jaws? That's why it's the
Max Cady's the shark, you know.
Oh shit. I'm picturing Jaws when the boat starts sinking and he busts out. He's like, "Hello, Sheriff."
Yeah.
He's all tattooed. The shark's
yeah, he's got like Hawaiian shirts on and that fucking hat.
Puts his fin in his daughter's mouth.
Briny.
Ew. Yeah. There's a couple I would say could share the top spot, but I don't know if there's one that like jumps out necessarily.
No, like I said, probably just Cape Fear.
Yeah, Cape Fear's really good.
I have a list of a couple.
It's a lot of revenge
like
thrillers are very good obsessive ones.
Yeah, for sure. Well, like revenge is a fucking obsessed man's game for sure. Your revenge is not going to be carried out properly unless you're obsessed. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of part of the gig.
You're just gonna give up halfway through.
Yeah, because it's not worth it.
But yeah.
Or you just listen to the guy. There's always the guy who tells you it's like, it's not gonna bring him back. Revenge doesn't make anything better. And that guy just goes, you know what? You're probably right.
Right.
Credits. But I have a couple of like honorable mentions. Like here's a question: is The Cable Guy a horror movie?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, good. I think so too.
It's 100% a horror movie. It's also terrifying.
I love that movie.
It's definitely
it catches mad shit.
Sure. Why?
I don't know.
From who? What monsters?
Dude, people are always saying that The Cable Guy is like Jim Carrey's worst movie and whatever.
His worst movie?
I've heard it from a couple different people.
Not Yes Man or 23.
Well, I think this comes by. 23 would be a good one too.
That is a great one. And that's one of those movies that's almost really good.
I saw it in theaters.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I liked it at the time.
Sure.
But I've watched it since. I was like, I mean, this isn't.
It's
super great.
It's one of those things where the
but
first,
I don't hate it.
I like the first act a lot.
Sure.
But I like anytime I'm watching somebody like unravel a spool of something where they're just like, look, this date. I'm like, this is it. This could be 2 hours.
This is fun, yeah. Well, that's the part I enjoyed about it.
You could do a Man from Earth style where it's just this guy and his family having like a night in,
right,
like, detailing the 23 conspiracy, and I'd be like, yes,
I'm totally down with that. I love that's a good movie too, The Man from Earth. But let's see. So yeah, Cable Guy, because he's obsessed with not only TV, but then he gets obsessed with Matthew Broderick's character, whose name I forget, and it spirals out from there. It's kind of like a Fatal Attraction stalker-ish sort of situation.
Most of them are.
Yeah, that's literally all I could find to watch.
I found some about people with some really fucking unsettling obsessions.
I was trying to find them. The Fatal Attraction is on the list.
It's a great one. Low-key fucking American Psycho.
You could even do, if you count the twists, spoiler alert for Basic Instinct.
Yeah.
You know, that's another one. Where the killer is obsessed with the author so much that she starts framing her for her own book murders and stuff.
You know what? We might have a Jaws that just came to mind.
What's up?
Fucking Misery.
Misery, yeah.
At least as far as like I think general knowledge, like
and like notoriety, quality.
That might be the one that most people would list.
Yeah, that's probably a good call. Misery was good too.
Misery's really good.
Fucking powder in that dude's ankle with a sledgehammer though gets me every time.
Every time.
It puts a twinkle in my foot. I'm like, yeah, not good.
But yeah, they're out there. I watched some good ones.
I actually did too.
You did too?
I pulled one out.
Usually you watch garbage.
Well, sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. It honestly depends on the mood.
Sure.
When I'm like, do I want to go fun trash or like quality cinema that I haven't seen before? Because usually what I try to do is every movie that I watch for this, including our main event movie, is something I haven't seen before.
Sure.
You know? But for this one, it's like, we were watching Cape Fear. I've seen Cape Fear a bunch. I was like, I'm going to pull out a classic that came to mind when this subject first came up.
Sure.
So, that's what I did.
Right. Well, I don't know. Do you want to do movies or real life stuff?
I don't. What do we usually do?
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, it doesn't
Depends
really matter.
on what we're more enthusiastic about.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, you know what? What we usually do is we go movies, real life, and then main event movie.
Right.
It's sandwiched with movie.
Sure.
But we can change it up too.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Nobody makes the rules. We make the rules.
Let's do movies.
Okay. Do whatever you want.
Let's do movies.
Who's gonna start?
I'll start.
You start.
I'll start.
You fucking better start.
I watched 2 movies.
I did too, man.
Oh, dude. So the first one I watched, well, these are both rewatches. They weren't new to me.
Right.
But one I hadn't seen since I was like 11. The first one I watched was Play Misty for Me. You aware of this movie? You know this
I
movie?
watched it.
Oh, we watched Play Misty for Me. It's so good.
It's pretty good.
Low-key Clint Eastwood in the victim role, which is super fun.
In his directorial debut, Clint Eastwood. Yeah. That's why I wanted to watch. I was like, no shit.
It's super
Clint Eastwood, very talented filmmaker.
It's a smart choice too, as his first movie to be like, oh, I'm gonna be in it, and I'm gonna be like the victim. Like,
yeah,
it sets you up. It's kind of like in Guardians 2 when they cast Kurt Russell as the bad guy.
Right.
Because I'm like, dude, Kurt Russell can't be evil. He's my dad.
He's everybody's dad. He's like, America's dad.
It's tragic.
Yeah, he chains mom to him and beats her all the time. Yeah. And he gets his brains blown out.
Oh, man. But, yeah, no, Play Misty for me is super fun. That lady,
I think
that lady's got a scary,
you know who that
strong whisper voice. Who is that?
That's the mom from Arrested Development.
That explains a lot.
It is. It's her.
She survived.
Yeah. That fall to the rocks. See, I enjoyed my time watching Play Misty for me, but there was some stuff that I was like, it's got that, like, Hepcat dialogue, which is, like, really cracking me up sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And some of there was the first scene when he shows, okay, God, I fucking do this all the time. I, like, start to talk about it, and I was like, we should just do the backup, you know what I mean? Like, lay the groundwork.
Sure, yeah.
So Clint Eastwood is a DJ in California. It's got to be California.
Yeah.
Because they're on the coast.
Which is such a specific pick for him to be.
It is. But he's living, like, disc jockeys get paid fucking bank, apparently. Like, I don't know if it used to work like that or it's a fantasy or whatever, but this dude is fucking killing the game, man. He's got a goddamn koi pond as his, like, walk-up to his... Anyway.
It's definitely one of those... It feels like how we thought architects were in the 90s.
Right.
Just super well up.
Yeah, exactly. And he's... I don't know if Clint Eastwood was an excellent choice to play a disc jockey.
No.
Because...
It's his face, man.
On like a smooth jazz station.
He's so intense looking.
Yeah, and his voice is, he's like reading poetry into the microphone and stuff. But anyway, he gets a call like every time he's on, and it's a lady asking to play Misty for her.
Yeah, play Misty for me.
And
she goes, a sultry fucking voice.
She does, man. It's very smooth.
That whisper. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Play Misty for me. Oh,
It's like sexy yet threatening, which is
you.
just the best kind of sexy. It's like why leopards are sexy, because they could kill you.
It's why why we think big cats are hot.
Yeah, well, because they are, dude. I fucking love big cats.
Sure,
but that's neither here nor there. I guess it's a slow burn of a movie too.
Yeah.
Because
that's to his style.
He likes to stretch and draw out, which is cool. I was worried at the opening because it's just like he's driving to work and it feels like in real time. Yeah. It's like the credits are going and I was like, dude, it's fucking 15 minutes in. Just fucking start the movie already.
Sure.
But yeah. So okay, he goes to the bar that he frequents.
Right.
And there's a girl sitting there. There's a lady sitting there. And so they play that game with the bartender. You know what I'm talking about? It's got the little, like, I don't even know what they are, like pulled corks or something?
Yeah.
And they're playing some weird, like, chess variant or something. They're just like, oh, we're playing Copenhagen rules, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're going to try a fucking blaspheming Mary or something.
Yeah.
You know?
It's jargon that I'm like, I don't know the significance.
Yeah, because they're making it up.
Yeah.
You know? It turns out it's a ploy to get her to come over and for Clint Eastwood to buy her a drink. I was like, that just looks like a fun game. Explain this game. I was watching him play it, and I was like, please explain this game. I'm gonna show it to somebody.
Anytime, like when you're playing like a game or watching a movie, like, hey, yeah, like you like, yo, tell me how to play fucking Caravan. Like, what's up?
Yeah,
let me do it.
Dude, Caravan is actually really fun.
Yeah. But only if you actually play with a shitty deck that you've slowly compiled over.
Yeah, of course.
With garbage cards.
Yeah, I mean that's how you got to do it.
Sure.
You got to stockpile. I think it's jacks. I forget. I haven't played it in a long time.
Yeah.
You need like 10s and jacks.
Mm-hmm. But anyway.
Yeah.
She comes over,
and she's like, she asks about the game, and he's like, he just puts all the fucking pieces away, and he's like, I won. She's like, what do you mean? How? He's like, because you said okay, I'll let you buy me a drink.
Nice.
He was like, nice move, Clint Eastwood. They go home. She reveals to him that okay, she didn't get stood up on a date like she claimed. Actually, she just listens to his radio program and he mentions the bar sometimes, so she went there to
like scope
solely to meet him. Yeah. And so they get it on. Boom. I don't think you're supposed to do that anymore, but it's just such a lame thing to do. But I like it. I like wah pedals, dude. I'm sorry.
That's classy.
It is.
Bring it back.
Yeah, we should. Somebody fucking has to. God damn it. But, actually, Clint Eastwood is actually waiting on an old flame to come back.
Yes. Yeah.
She'd, been out of town for several weeks, and he's like, what the fuck, you just left?
Yeah.
But he's been, been young single Clint Eastwood in the 70s. I think it was 71.
He's a disc jockey, so
yeah, he's
takes it where he can.
Yeah, exactly. He can pull it down if he needs to, and often does. And this, I forget her name, Evelyn.
Yes,
is one such conquest, and it fucking takes a turn, man.
Oh yeah, well it turns into it's almost like it's the standard setup. He uses his kind of position. He thinks the power dynamic is one way, which is kind of one thing I like about Play Misty for me.
Sure. Like
he's coming from I'm going to get it on with this fan, clearly.
Yeah.
Not knowing that he is actually, the entrapped. Like,
Yes.
he's now become intertwined with somebody who's not going to let him go.
No.
And she begins, popping up a lot. She's very possessive. She tries to make it like a thing real quick.
Yeah, and he is adamant about like, we seriously just met. I thought it was super clear that it was a one night stand.
We just fucked.
And they say that too, that he was saying that he was hung up on a girl when they were first getting together at her house.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, that's no reason we can't sleep together tonight.
Yeah,
so Clint Eastwood's like, bet.
Right on, yeah.
We're on the same page. Cool. Super good. Let's fucking get to business.
Let's get down.
So, and then she starts showing up at his house unannounced, which he has there's a really good line in when she turns up with like a bunch of groceries, like cooking food and shit.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I thought, what the fuck? I thought this was cool. I wanted to surprise you and blah blah blah. And he's like, well, what if I had female company over? What if I was doing work? You know what I mean? It's like, he's like, well, you don't like to surprise anybody? He's like, yeah, but I have a telephone and I pick it up and I dial it to call you and say, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't just come over to your fucking house.
Yeah, we're not at that point.
Yeah, exactly. With his fucking sweet, the other DJ is so fucking cool, man. I love him so much. He rattles off this, like I said, this hep cat dialogue, but it feels way more natural coming out of this guy than it does Clint Eastwood, who's clearly
who is never fucking talking.
No, he doesn't talk like that at all.
So
But that other guy is just suave, and he's got that fucking bucket hat on. He's so cool, man. I forget his name too. He probably has some fucking super sweet DJ name.
Yeah, it's like fucking like Disco Fuzz.
Dude, something awesome. But they just use their names. His name was like, it's like Dave Garver or something like that.
Oh, lame.
And it was just like, this is Dave Garver with fucking, here's Misty, motherfucker.
No, you gotta do something fucking great, like fucking Pink Moon Rock.
Or something crazy, you know what I mean?
Sledge Moon Rock.
Yeah, I'm fucking Diesel Pot Fruit Loops.
Dude, Diesel Pot Fruit Loops.
And this is, oh man,
I'm Jump Rope Tiger Millionaire.
And here's sweet potato acid bath with the news at the top of the hour.
I want it to be a group of dudes at the end. It's like, and lastly, I'm 2004 Toyota Corolla. Yeah, that's our boy Toyota Corolla.
Yeah, he's crazy, man. Sensible name, but
Corolla will fuck you up, man.
He's he's the
guy with the switchblade at the end of the group.
Yeah, the name's a mislead. It's a very just a reliable, solid choice of vehicle. You know. It turns out he's the wild card.
100%.
That's funny. Anyway, where are we at? I forget.
Oh, she's starting to fucking surprise him all the time.
She started coming up. She starts like leaving like gifts for him and presents. Hold on, I took notes. Probably not very good notes, but yeah, he tries to break it off too, and is like, after they have their sexual encounter a couple times, because it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. She's just a little bit of a weirdo, and she doesn't understand the boundaries. But Clint Eastwood goes, okay, I've laid down the boundaries now. We're cool, right? You understand what the fuck is happening? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, all right, cool, let's sex it up. And then they sex it up, and it just gets worse and worse and snowballs into, like, she starts leaving the giant Snoopies around. And let's see, there's a bunch of gifts. She tries to fucking, you remember? Okay. Clint Eastwood's ex-girlfriend comes back, right? And he tries to reconnect with her, and is like, dude, you left, and blah, blah, blah. There's that, like, weird, obvious gay guy, the weird gay old guy. Just, I don't know, it was an odd choice for a character.
It was that time.
Yeah, I know. It was just like,
yeah.
It was just strange to see a depiction like that. And it's like, it was the 70s, so like, gay guys probably were like that, especially in the California area, where like you didn't have to hide being gay, so somebody didn't fucking beat you to death. You know what I mean? Whereas if you were to take that guy, put him in like rural Mississippi, they're just gonna fucking skin him alive.
Yeah.
So
he's very lucky geographically.
Yeah. Which, you know, fucking go to where you're not going to get skinned alive. I totally back that up. Please go there. But, yeah, his girlfriend comes back, and he's like, hey, well, why don't we just pick up where we left off? She's a little hesitant to do that because apparently the life of a disc jockey is fucking real late nights and he's swinging around, you know what I mean? Fucking crazy living rock star life.
Well, yeah.
It's like, dude, you're a DJ for a radio station. I don't think it works like that.
Yeah, it's a weird choice that his, like, maybe they were hot shit. Like, at the time.
I guess
like,
they'd have to be.
You know, me and the wife, like, I finally showed her In the Vast of Night.
Yeah.
And, you know, that guy, Everett, even though he's, like, you know, local town, people know him. You know?
Yeah, like, people know who, especially back then, maybe
radio was just a bigger thing.
It
definitely obviously was.
It was the only source of, like, music. You know, it was the only source of...
Maybe that was the closest thing to celebrity you might have in your tri-state area.
Maybe.
Was your radio job.
I mean, it's definitely even fucking, like, celebrities have radios. Like, they know who you are. You know what I mean? Like, George Clooney...
Everybody listened
at the
to
time.
Sure.
Well, who's a 70s celebrity? Marlon Brando? Like, Marlon Brando knows who Clint Eastwood is.
Sure.
You know? So there's a fucking abduction, man. Yeah, so...
Yeah, maybe they were just a way bigger deal for, like, people, like, to want to meet them and hang out with them. And
people want any sort of injection of coolness into their humdrum.
Yeah.
You know, so if they could meet, you know, let's say a dude who's in a carpet commercial on TV, you know, who is just a dude who needs to advertise for his carpet business.
I don't think I'd give a shit.
And they're going to be like, no, but you wouldn't and I wouldn't.
Well, yeah.
It would just kind of point him out and be like, yo, it's carpet guy, what's up?
Yeah.
But there'd be people who are like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm right next to the carpet guy. This is crazy.
Yeah, there's certainly people that need that, like, that flush of importance in their life. You could say they're obsessed with it.
You could say that. I wouldn't, but you could. Anyway, so...
Yeah, it sort of plays out the way a lot of these do.
Yeah,
where, like,
well, there's a lot more...
It escalates, and...
It's pretty dry in big chunks of it, though. It's mainly, like, Clint Eastwood trying to reconnect with his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Is like, what the fuck are we doing here, man?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
this doesn't need to be here.
Super fan keeps creeping around.
Yeah, which... It makes sense as far as, like, the obsession plot goes, because she is tailing Clint Eastwood. She sees him talking to this ex-girlfriend and comes around his house and was like, yo, are you fucking around? Like, where's the whore? Like, where's the fucking cheating whore? And he's like, what do you do? I thought we were cool on this.
Yeah, I thought we were cool.
Yeah, what are you doing? You don't have the right to be jealous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
we were never more important than...
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I barely know your fucking last name, you know what I mean? So it's... And she's just like, fucking, I love you!
Yeah.
And
she has a really great... Like, her breakdowns are really solid.
Oh, yeah. She's a fucking really good actress, yeah. And, well, there was that part, too, where she was like... She busts in to try and catch him in bed with someone else.
Yeah.
And nobody's there. And she's just like, I'm sorry, oh my God. But when you said you love me, I thought it was this. And he's like, when I said what? I never said that to you. What are you talking about, lady? And then she goes into the bathroom and cuts her wrists.
Yeah.
And that's a whole fucking thing, because now it creates... What she's trying to do is, like, she's becoming...
She's like codependent of him.
She is dependent, and she's trying to make it codependent, right? So he's like, well, now, you know, you're the reason that this happened to me. Now you're taking care of me and shit, you know? Because he has to, like, nurse her back to health in her house, at his house, I'm sorry.
Which, like, no, he doesn't.
No, he definitely doesn't.
He could have just called
Put her in a fucking cab,
get her out of here. Call her an ambulance, tell her, this lady's crazy.
I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Yeah.
Bounce.
I think there's something, too, because the police do get involved when, I forget what prompts it. She goes...
It's not the cutting. What the hell?
No, because the
What
cutting,
does she-
and then she, I fucking forget. because she hides in his house. She like ransacks his house.
Yeah. I think that's
might have had it
I think
written.
that might just be it. I think it's just because the constant. It's like stalking at that point.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's like, okay, you need to get the fuck out of my life.
It's the business lunch.
Yeah.
He goes, okay, Clint Eastwood has been taping his shows because he's trying to like move up in the radio game.
Right.
And he finally he has a meeting with a lady who's like some kind of radio higher up, and is like, hey, we're gonna put you in touch with these people, and blah, we're gonna give you a show, it's gonna be great. And so he goes out to a business lunch with this lady, and fucking Evelyn shows up and is like, who's the slut? And Clint Eastwood's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a done deal. The job is a done deal.
Yeah.
He's got the fucking demo tape. She's like, the radio lady is like, I really love your stuff. I think you can handle this new workload and blah, blah, blah. We're going to get you in. There's still a few people in the running, but for my money, you clinched it. You're in, right?
Yeah.
What?
I want to start doing that, but so not socially acceptable to go up to my friends and be like, who's the slut? Just as a greeting.
Yeah. Someone you don't know?
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
Even if it's just like Joey and Jarrett sitting at a table,
Yeah.
I'm like, who's the slut, Jarrett?
Who's this fucking slut? Is this what you do? Huh? While I'm at home? This is what you do? You come out with these fucking hussies?
Society just doesn't let me have fun.
No, it would be hilarious, dude. And it really is. Everybody else is just like, yeesh, in the restaurant, and Clint Eastwood is like, get the fuck out of here now. You're ruining this fucking shit. He has to take her by the arm, and she's freaking out. No, you son of a bitch, you dirty bastard. And as soon as they get out of the restaurant, she's just like, I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Stuffs her in a cab, and she's just like, I love you so much. And he's telling the cab driver, he's like, get her the fuck out of here now.
I don't care where you
Yeah, the cab driver, literally, to do his job, he's like, I have to know where to go.
Yeah.
He's like, you need just leave, just go somewhere, and he does. Do you think that would work if you got into a cab now and you were just like, drive?
Like an Uber driver?
Yeah,
You
does
just
it work?
Threw him in, I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't think it ever worked.
I wouldn't. Because I'm like, not even just because, like, I don't know where I'm going. I'd be like, I don't want this lady. I don't want to be alone with this lady for an extended period of time.
She's freaking out,
Yeah,
man.
Like,
What if, here's a good scenario for you. Okay, say you're sitting in your car in a parking lot, right? You're just hanging out. You got maybe a couple minutes between places you have to be.
Sure.
So you just like, you just post up in a parking lot, whatever, right? Or maybe you're actually on the street at a stoplight or something. Somebody gets into the backseat of your car and goes, follow that car. Do you do it?
Oh, like a classic.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's kind of cool.
Part of
right?
me wants to so bad.
I know.
But like,
It'd be really hard for me to be like, get the fuck out of here.
all right,
man. Like, all right, well, I guess I'm in this noir plot now.
just promise me I don't have to go in anywhere.
It's like, yeah, but then you look back at that guy and you're like, I get shot though.
Right.
I'm always the guy who gets shot.
I don't know. It depends on how he's dressed.
Yeah, it's true.
Like if he looks, if he's handsome, maybe I'd be like,
Oh, if he's
all right,
handsome,
thumbs up.
if
If he has a dog, like a big slobbery dog, I'm like, all right, let's go.
let's do it.
This is clearly,
I mean, good-looking people just get what they want.
Yeah.
It's the rules of the road. You know?
I'm more likely to believe
What
that
if
they're a detective.
What if he's in like a chicken suit? You know?
Oh, we're going.
He's
We're
like,
going.
dude,
That's
if
the other
he's-
end of the spectrum.
Yeah, if he's like in a clown suit, or he's got a chicken suit, or he's in like some sort of mascot outfit, but he's got the like badge on a chain,
Yeah.
like around the chicken suit.
Oh, if he's got a badge, we're going.
yeah,
that's fine.
obviously.
But yeah, if a dude in a chicken suit fumbling with a gun, it's like, you gotta follow that car.
Like, all right, man.
I'm like, you know what? What's my wife gonna say?
Yeah.
Honey, a guy with a gun.
This is one of those
and a
things
chicken
where
suit.
you shift into drive and you're like, nobody's gonna believe this.
Yeah, let's go.
That's the line you have to say.
I gotta get a pair of those like big, nice those Ray-Bans like you see cops use.
Oh,
that
of course.
I only have in my like glove compartment for this situation.
Right.
So they'd be like, finally,
Yeah. Yeah. I knew the day would come.
let's go. Fake mustache.
Yes, dude.
Put it on there.
Nice.
Then the guy in the chicken's like, did you just have that? Like, what is? Oh,
He's
that
like,
car.
I've been waiting for this day for a long time, buddy. A long time.
You have no idea. Oh, fuck, where were we?
Oh, we were at the business lunch.
Yeah, but he throws her in the cab.
Who's the slut?
Who's that slut?
And then when Clint
It's my
Clint
favorite
Eastwood,
Steve Harvey game show.
who's that slut? That's funny. Yeah,
That's funny.
that's too good. Clint Eastwood. Okay, so Clint Eastwood stuffs her in a cab, goes back to the table. Lady's gone. Demo tape is sitting on the table, so it's like she just fucked this up. God damn it.
Yeah.
And then when he gets back to his house, no, his cleaning lady goes back to his house, and the place is fucking ransacked, like torn the fuck apart, taking knives to his nice leather cushions and shit, like books everywhere. It's just fucking completely torn apart.
Yeah.
Just linoleum blown apart. It's fucking crazy. And it was, and then you hear like some cutting, like some tearing happening. And the cleaning lady, I guess, just spooks Evelyn, who's like mid-cut, and she just fucking attacks her with a machete, fucks this cleaning lady up real good, and that's when the cops get involved. And this is what I was wondering about, because he lies to the cops. He's like, and I could not for the life of me figure it out. It was like, is it because he was having relations with her?
Maybe.
Because he was involved sexually? It was like, because he was like, well, your girlfriend says this. She's like, well, she's not my fucking girlfriend. Dude, she copies his keys? Yeah. That fucking freaked me out.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fucking real problem.
Uh-huh.
You got keys now. Huge issue. She can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah,
and you don't even know.
Shit out.
And he doesn't even know that she copied them.
Yeah.
So you're not even going to have the forethought to change the locks.
Yeah.
Because you don't know she has keys. Oh, man. That probably was the scariest part of the movie for me. Just like watching her making copies, like, oh yeah, fuck me.
Because it's like, well, that's it.
Yeah, it's over. But anyway, it's not over. There's plenty more movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, cleaning lady gets fuckered up. And she doesn't run. She just stays there. And when Clint Eastwood comes home, she's fucking... like, the cops are all there.
Right.
And the cops are like, okay, well, your girlfriend says this. She's like, well, let's get this fucking straight. She ain't my girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's just some fucking crazy lady. I don't know her. And he's like, well, then how does she have keys to your house? And Clint Eastwood's like, I don't know. She's like, he just pretty much is lying about being sexually involved with him,
right,
with her, because it's like, well, maybe that would just be like, oh, it's just a fucking lovelorn,
right, it's like a domestic dispute, it's
right,
not something serious. Which, you know what, that's a good tangent for a sec, is how fucking worthless the cops are in so many of these movies.
Dude,
like, I don't think the cops are that useful in a lot of situations.
Well,
especially not in these types, because like the idea that like we had a weird, I'm not gonna go into it, we had a weird situation a while ago, and we had, you know, called the cops just to make a report of something, and they just were like, yeah, we can't do anything. You have to make a report and wait for something to happen. Yeah. And I'm like, that's great. I'm glad I'll be a skin suit by the time you fucking do something.
Yeah. But
they feel extra useless.
They do punishment, not prevention.
Yeah.
Not only do the cops kind of need to be useless for the plot to continue happening, but also the cops are probably like, there is nothing they can do in a lot of situations. You know what I mean? So
I'll say maybe it's less that the cops are useless in that, not in this case specifically, but a lot of these, it feels like the perpetrator is just like uncannily good at loopholes.
Yeah, which is how a lot of these movies go down.
Yeah, it's always the same of like, well, they didn't do this. It's like, well, I can't
they
do
technically
anything,
didn't do anything. They just were threatening at you.
Yeah, which is like, come on.
Cape Fear's got a lot of that too.
Oh yeah,
you know, that's like all the movie is.
Yeah,
is him going like, well, he didn't do anything. Why are you freaking out?
Which is, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
There's a lot in Cape Fear.
Sure, but anyway, but still, this is like assault. You know? And they take her to
it doesn't matter what her relationship to him is.
Yeah, she cut a lady up.
She fucked that lady up. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, really bad. In the face too, a lot of it. You know? Which is like not good.
No, yeah. The fact that she doesn't just go away immediately and get put on,
they said they put her in like a psychiatric facility, but like she's out within days.
Oh yeah, that's not
calling him, going. That's one of the craziest parts too, which I thought was going to happen more in this movie. Was you know, he goes back to work, she got locked up. You know, everything's kind of working its way back to normalcy now, and he gets a call at the station, and it's play Misty for me.
100%.
And fucking shit. What are you doing out, Evelyn?
Yeah, what, Evelyn?
And they were like, yeah, they released me. And it's like, what do you mean? You attacked a lady with a machete.
I want that to be on the radio. Like, he's like, what are you talking about?
What the fuck are you saying to me? But yeah, and then shit ramps up even harder now.
Yeah.
Because let's see if there's any other thing in betweeners.
In the betweeners.
In the betweeners, dude. Ransacks the apartment, attacks the housekeeper, arrested, released. And I think that's when, you get a bunch of scenes where Clint is talking to his ex-girlfriend and Evelyn is there in the background. There's like 2 or 3 of those at least.
Oh, yeah.
Where she's like watching him. And then she attacks him with a knife. Mm-hmm. He just wakes up and she's above him with a knife. And it's like, Jesus fucking Christ,
dude, right?
My palpitations.
Waking up to an unfamiliar shape in your room is fucking awful.
Yeah, real bad. Where'd the cat go? There it is. I finished my soda pop. That's done now. And yeah, so there's a running plot too of his ex-girlfriend has a revolving door of roommates.
Yeah.
So, and Clint Eastwood's always like, well, what the fuck? I don't know why he's so mad about it all the time. But he is like,
because despite being a disc jockey, like Clint Eastwood is still like super conservative.
I guess.
So like parts of him.
What are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing with this fucking hippie love fest?
Yeah.
You guys in there scissoring? I did the noise like you could see it out there.
Scissoring.
I did the
scissoring.
We're doing the hand motion right now.
I just picture like now Clint Eastwood, you scissoring in there. Who's the slut?
Who's the slut? Go ahead. Who's the slut?
Go ahead. Who's the slut?
That's funny. It's too good. It's too funny, man. I hate it. That's how funny it is. But yeah, okay, so it turns that one of the name drops is Annabelle.
Yeah.
Is the new roommate of Clint Eastwood's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she calls the radio station, is like, hey, I'm a lot better now. I'm sorry that I put you through this shit. I'm actually going to Hawaii. And Clint Eastwood's like, awesome.
Great, man.
You know, I think it's good for you I'm glad you're better, blah, blah, blah. But good thing you're fucking leaving and she's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, forget it. I have. I was like, no, you fucking haven't.
No.
This lady was going crazy.
Yeah.
She attacked your housekeeper.
You're going to wake up in a cold sweat once a week.
Oh, for sure. I was mad because after she attacks the fucking housekeeper, the housekeeper is literally never brought up again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just like, he's not even
concerned.
It's not even like inconvenience that he has to find a new housekeeper or anything, which would have been way worse if he was just like, that's the worst part about this.
New housekeeper.
I have to hire a new lady. But
could you imagine if she was just in the scene, Scott's like cleaning stuff, but fucked up,
just bandaged. he's like mad at her because she's dropping shit, but it's because her hands all bandaged up.
She was all bright and chunky. She's all fucked up.
She's like, I'm sorry, and he's like, God damn it,
I don't have my pinky fingers gone.
Yeah, that was my favorite coffee mug.
You fucking bitch.
You fucking bitch. But yeah, okay. So it turns out she quotes a poem. Oh, it's an Edgar Allan Poe poem. Mm-hmm. It's a poem.
An Edgar Allan poem.
An Edgar Allan poem. And it's Annabelle Lee.
Right.
You know, because she says something about, I forget which line it is, but it's like to love and be loved by you. And I was like, oh, that poem. Okay, I know that cadence at least.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he brings out he's trying to be like, I know that from somewhere, because he's into poetry and shit.
Sure.
He reads it over the radio and is like, you know, that's like part of his DJ vibe. He's like the artsy fucking dude, you know? Which is like, having that be Clint Eastwood is part of the reason I was like, Jesus Christ, it's just like,
right,
not working for me somehow. But anyway, turns out it's Annabelle Lee. The new roommate is Evelyn.
It'd be funnier if it was like, oh, it's my new room. I had a new lady. And he's like, oh, what's her name? Schmevelyn.
Schmevelyn?
Yeah. She sounds nice.
Yeah, sounds like a nice lady. But yeah, it turns out it is. It's the crazy lady. She sets a trap for Clint Eastwood. That was actually my favorite sequence in the movie, is when he clocks that it's Evelyn is her new roommate, tries to call, and Evelyn answers and is like, hey, we're waiting for you. Clint Eastwood.
Calling the cops.
So
I will send them to the house.
No, the cops are on their way. Because they had that thing set up where what his name was like McMarin or something like that, some shitty cop name, and he was like, look, I'll go up and check on your girlfriend, and we need you to answer the phone here when she calls the station so we can trace the call. And you got to keep on the line, fucking
Cop shit.
yeah, phone trace BS. And so the cop is already on the way there. The cop finds him. She just fucking ganks the cop in the fucking chest with a pair of scissors. It's like, Jesus Christ. The big scissors, too.
Yeah,
Those, like, fabric scissors.
I just...
Big suckers.
Yeah, when that happened, I laughed really hard. I was like, what if it was the same shot as Shining? Where she came out with that axe?
Yeah, like,
ah!
That would be nuts. But, let's see. Yeah, okay, so the best sequence that or my favorite sequence is when he is hauling ass down to his girlfriend's house, and it's just like cutting between him hauling ass, shifting, and her just like cutting the eyes out of a painting of Clint Eastwood.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's just like the sound, the sounds are lining up like is lining up with like. But anyway, to spoil the ending, he shows up, Clint Eastwood, they kind of scuffle for a bit, and Clint Eastwood punches her off a cliff.
Yeah. It's got like almost, I mean, it's not totally the same, but it's got like the same climax as The Good Son.
Yeah.
It's just throw all your problems off cliffs. It works so well.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great way you get to wave at them as they fall.
And they go,
awesome. Everybody's got a Hans Gruber face.
Yeah. And you have so many things you could yell and quote.
Oh, absolutely.
I know if I ever throw somebody off a cliff, I'm going to do Tremors.
You
Like,
think?
can you fly, you fucker? Can you fly?
I always wanted, you gotta do Long Live the King.
That's a good one, too.
You know?
I'm going to go with the bacon.
That's fine. I got no issue with that. I should probably spend some more time to think about it.
Yeah.
Because maybe Lion King isn't the direction I want to go in.
Sure.
But it's not a bad one.
Oh. That's pretty much all we have to say about that one, right?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
We kind of cut down on time because we both watched it.
Yeah. But
also, we might have filled the gap because we talked about it more because we both watched it.
Yeah, we both gushed about it for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to take the next one?
Yeah, my turn.
Sure.
This one was one I had seen a long, long time ago.
Right.
And I rewatched again. It was a fucking classic gem called 1 Hour Photo, dude.
Dude, I almost did, but I was like, that might be too obvious. I almost picked it for the movie to watch.
Movie?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's a fucking killer movie.
I love 1 Hour Photo. And that actually, I watched it. It came out, I think, in like 2002.
Yeah.
I think. I have it written down.
It's older.
Yeah, where did my fucking shit keep going, dude? God damn it. Goes down the toilet.
Another
it was 2002.
fantastic off-kilter role from Robin Williams.
Dude, that was the first time I had I saw this before I saw Good Will Hunting.
Sure.
And this is the movie that I was like, yo, Robin Williams is an actor, like a legit actor.
Yeah.
No shit.
He can do shit.
I had no idea. I had seen him in like Jumanji.
Yeah.
Which, it's funny, his name is Parrish.
Yo.
His name is Cy Parrish.
Yo.
Also,
that's spooky.
Gary Cole is in it as his boss. His name is Bill, like from Office Space. So I was like, that's fun.
This could be an alternate timeline.
Yes.
Of Jumanji.
Where Alan Parrish, no, because his name is Seymour, but whatever. Also, the timeline doesn't add up. I researched. I made it.
I figured it out.
Yeah. So anyway, one hour photo follows Cy Parrish, who is a lonely Robin Williams looking man.
He looks just like him.
He looks exactly like him. It's uncanny. And he runs like a photo booth. Mm-hmm. Or no, it's like not a kiosk, but like
he does the photo development at like a CVS.
At like what seems like a Walmart
like
or
a big
CVS.
big box store kind of thing.
Right. Sam's Club looking, just a department store. Not a department store, but what do they call those types of things? A mega mart of some kind. Whatever. It's called like Save a Buck or something like that.
It's like a big CVS. Kind
yeah, it seems like it. A Walmart-ish area. But he has been for years and years developing everybody's photos and has developed an infatuation and some might say obsession over this particular family. Mm-hmm. And shit fucking gets wild, man. Because he it seems it opens up, he's just kind of like he's just a weirdo, just like a creeper.
Yeah.
You know, just somebody who isn't. He seems harmless. He's just like awkward to talk to.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And it's when somebody is like a lot more friendly to you than you are to them.
Sure.
And assuming that you're better friends than you really are.
Which happens all the time.
It does. And it's, you know, you can't even really be angry at those people.
Sure.
Because they're just trying to be friendly at their job. And I'm just not in the fucking mood right now to be doing this. So that's that. You know? It just happens sometimes. And I don't know why. I get mad about it sometimes. I'm like, bro, can we just fucking finish this up? I got somewhere to be. But anyway, let's see, dude. Fucking the kid is into Evangelion.
That's one of the best. Well, he's not even into it. He just pulls the toy off the thing.
Yeah.
And Neon Genesis Evangelion.
He calls it Evangelion. I was like, that's not how you say it, is it?
Well, it's acceptable because it's evangelical.
Right.
You don't call them evangelists.
No, I guess not.
Evangelists.
I always call it Evangelion.
Yeah. Well, that's what most people do, but it's mostly just because the words are, you know.
And it's from another language too. So
an evangelist.
Like,
you don't.
No,
say
I
evangelist. Yeah.
Totally get it.
That's apparently his toy. That was apparently Robin Williams's.
What?
Yeah, apparently that is his toy. He used it. Like they just used it as the prop.
Get out.
Yeah. He self-inserted that. Apparently, that's what I've heard. He himself is a huge Neon Genesis fan.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I like how that
just became one like a couple months ago.
I like how that toy becomes like a symbol. Like he kind of like he takes it home with him and shit.
Yeah.
And it becomes like a totem.
Yeah. And I was like, Jesus, fucking Evangelion, huh? It's like, did you watch it?
It's really funny because he's like, is he a good guy? And the kid's like, yeah, he fights evil with a sword. I'm like, that's not what happens.
That doesn't seem like what happens.
No. Like that's the no, they eat that lady.
Yeah,
those are the bad ones.
That's not good. Yeah. Those are the ones with the the
they
weird
got
faces.
lipstick and shit.
Yeah, dude, they look cool as fuck.
I always laugh because in Evangelion they have the big bullet casings and shit, and I like to imagine a giant like industrial like a bulldozer pushing out a lipstick thing to like then a crane brings it over.
Well, that was when I first started watching it. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because I like the art of the gear and the logistics of things, like all their elevators and their like fucking pistons that rack shit up. But then the robots come out and they're just like fucking weird green Power Ranger outfits.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is this? But it turns out they're monsters. So I was like, all right, that's fine.
I think one of my favorite ones is still the one where they're trying to do the logistics of like transferring the power from half of Tokyo into a gun.
There's always cool stuff like that. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
I love how much glory shots of construction teams you get being like, we gotta get this shit done.
Yeah, dude.
Stat.
It's fucking, singing the praises of the working man, the real heroes.
Oh yeah.
Anyway. Fucking.
God, we can make T-shirts that just have like wall of text and then dot dot dot.
Anyway, yeah. The so
wall of text, comma. So vampires.
Yeah, right. Vampires. We're talking about fucking witches or whatever. Yeah. Robin Williams is mostly just like a creeper at first.
Yeah.
He just seems kind of harmless. He's just a fucking wackadoo weirdo. But then you notice, okay, she hands him the rolls of film. This is back in the days of film. You had to get your shit developed for all you youngins out there.
Things called film.
And you would,
filaments.
Film. And you would have to, you take this little canister of shit to a guy who knew how to fuck with it, and you'd get pictures out of it. The end of that.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay, how many prints do you want? And she's like, 2. And he's like, okay, he writes down 3 on the paper. And already it's like, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Already going hard in the paint here. And then there's it's intercut well with like how meditative it is to just, it's this art form. And they're like, a lot of people just kind of, you get in there, you clock in and do your fucking Joe job. You don't even care about the quality of work, which Robin Williams is like into.
Yeah.
He's like fucking wants the best picture quality. Yeah, it's his fucking lane, totally fine. But then he gets, he develops his pictures, and then you go home and he's got an entire wall of his house is this pictures of this family, like floor to ceiling with floodlights lighting it. Pictures of this family that's not his, and they have no idea that he has this fucking film wall. He's just the dude at the photo counter. You know what I mean? Which that shit is fucking scary to me too, man.
Sure.
It's like, dude, having somebody, especially like it's a really good setup too, because like he sees everybody's private moments, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody's memories that they're trying to preserve and keep, he sees and views and makes sure that it's the best quality for them. You know, it's important to him.
But he gets like, he gets real dependent and attached to. He becomes a dependent on other families' development and joy and experiences because
it's just the one. He found he found the one that was like what he viewed as the perfect family. They got a nice, healthy son. You know, they're happy in all their pictures, but that's kind of the thing. In pictures, you're always happy.
Sure.
So, no shit.
Always,
you know?
mad.
Oh yeah, you're
always
just
like
just eye rolls. Well, you know, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
But
It's actually funny. We were at a Christmas dinner, and Priscilla's family wanted to get pictures of me with Priscilla, and I would they'd be like, "All right, smile," and I would smile. I'd give it my all, and then like it would take way too fucking long, and I'd start like
losing it.
Okay. Like, come on, and the guy would make a joke, and I'd laugh. And I'd be like, all right, good, I'm in it.
I'm
natural.
back in,
But then it's like, I'm like, where the fuck's that picture, man? Come on. You know I can't do this.
I'm cracking.
You know I look fucking, like, sallow naturally. Come on.
Anyway.
I can't keep it up.
I can't do this anymore. I'm living a lie.
Tear the button up off. You're like, ah, ah, just jump out the window.
You're just like a mat-shaped hole in the wall. Yeah. That's great.
But yes, he obsesses over this one family in particular.
Yeah, and his
wall's fucked up.
Dude. It's a big wall.
Yeah, it's a huge.
It's a big wall.
Easily, it's like the biggest room in his house dedicated to.
Yeah, it's like fucking. It's like 10 by 12, 10 by 15. It's a fucking big ass wall. Mm-hmm. And it seriously is. He's almost done with it.
Yeah,
like you can tell it's not full. Which I thought was a nice touch. A lesser filmmaker would have just had the wall full. Yeah. But then it's like, you got to start bleeding into other walls, but the wall is not really finished yet. But he's been doing this, I did the math, for like 7 years. Wow. Right? So it's like, you should be like onto another wall. Mm-hmm. I think. But whatever. Maybe he kept only the good ones.
Sure, that makes sense.
Who's to say? But, so his boss clocks that he's been making prints unsanctioned because they're more photos are leaving than are getting paid for. Yeah, and it's all under his watch because he like manages the place. Mm-hmm. So he gets fired, and it's like they're taking his family from him. Yeah. And he starts fucking freaking out. That's when shit starts really spiraling because he starts following people around. Yeah, I guess he was kind of already doing that. He's talking to the kid like alone. Yeah, which I don't like that shit at all. And
well, yeah, because it at first he's getting what he wants. Yeah. Or like without any issue. And it's once that is severed, it's like now it's like I have to take risks.
What am I going to do?
Yeah. It's like it's everybody's probably had this where you have something, a comfort or just like a steady pattern in your day that suddenly gets disrupted, and it, on a bad day it might fucking set you off bad.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, I've had plenty of times where like my plans, like I had like laid plans and I knew my day was gonna be so tight that I needed it to go fucking well.
Sure, minute by minute.
Yeah, and then like something just fucking happens, or other people's bullshit starts bleeding into your stuff, and you're just like, come the fuck on!
I got stuff to do.
I had a plan, and now everything's fucking falling apart. Even if it's like fine that you adjust. Yeah, I've had days where I get mad about it, where I'm just like, fuck, I'm just like angry and shit.
Absolutely, man.
It just sets you off in a weird way, and I'm not a stalker trying to fucking pursue your family, so imagine this guy.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He let's see.
Send me pictures of your kids. Maybe I'll think about it.
Yeah, I mean you have a good looking kid though. It's not just any kid.
Like a young Culkin.
Ooh, a nice Culkin.
God, that's so fucking weird to say without his first name.
A Culkin?
Oh, the Culkins.
His Instagram is funny. It was called Culkamania for a while.
It sounds like a fucking Star Trek in Vulcans.
Yeah, Culkins. Dude, what if it was? Yeah, he had to go to fucking Culkin Prime.
Yeah, you had to take that fucking ritual and get that medallion.
They're all Macaulay Culkins. Yeah.
They all have those eyes and shit.
What age though? Young, right?
Oh, they're all children. He got outcast. That's why he aged.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sure. He got kicked out of Neverland.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Oh, it's so sad.
It is. But he's doing well.
He's great. He's a fucking super chill guy. I love his podcast.
I haven't listened to it in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen a new one in a bit.
Really?
Maybe he's okay. Maybe he's just not uploading to YouTube, but I don't know.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
I love you, Macaulay Culkin. You're doing good out there.
The Culk.
The Culk.
The Incredible Culk.
The Incredible Culk, yeah.
So yeah, Robin Williams starts like really hardcore stalking people.
Yeah, he starts fucking freaking out. You know it's gonna go crazy when he's leaving his job after he got fired, and he walks by the sporting goods, and he's got the keys to everything still. So he just like, okay, click, unlocks it, and takes a gigantic hunting knife, and it's like, oh lord, this is gonna be a problem. Oh, that's right. He uncovers, he's doing somebody else's pictures and sees the husband in them.
Yeah.
And discovers an affair, and then slips those pictures into the wife of the family's pictures.
Yeah.
So she sees him, and it's fucking starts the whole thing. And then he ends up following the husband and the mistress to a hotel, and just stages a pornographic film shoot where everybody's just crying, like, because they're having to do sexual acts at knife point.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really go well. He has this fantasy where he goes, he just like parks outside their house, and it's not framed as a fantasy right away, but it's like he just goes in there, their back door is unlocked, and he just kind of goes in there, he's looking around the house.
Yeah.
And it like shows him taking a dump in their bathroom, and just kind of like pleasant look on his face, you know,
because he's finally there. He's
in the den of happy.
Yeah,
you know,
he's finally like at least in the place he always fantasized about being.
Yeah, exactly. And they see him. He sees like a sweater on the bed. He puts the next shot is him in the sweater on the couch. He's watching football, drinking a beer, and the family comes home.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Fuck." And they just get in, they see him, and they're just like, "Hey, Si, what's up?" And just go about their business. And they're like, "Hey, did you see the thing?" And then it cuts back to him in the car, like none of it ever happened. And it was like, and he just fucking drives away.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a good, that was a good sequence. It was fun. But anyway, yeah. So that's honestly, I skipped to the end of the film like pretty quickly.
Right.
Because there's a lot of him.
Well, it's a lot of build up and tension.
It's a lot of it is just him unraveling, the tension building up, his mental state deteriorating this whole time, and it culminates in he's doing this knife point porn shoot, which is another good name, knife point porn shoot, in this hotel room. The cops are closing in, and they fucking bag him in a hotel, and they it's the ending of it is what really was interesting to me, because he's in the interrogation room, and he's the cop who is the two cops are, one of them I'm pretty sure is the douchebag boyfriend from Coming to America, the like lead the Soul Glow guy. Yeah. The lead cop on this. Yeah. I'm pretty sure is the Soul Glow guy from, I didn't look it up. And the other one is Coulson from the Marvel movies. I was like, dude, is S.H.I.E.L.D. chasing this guy? Or maybe this is Coulson pre-S.H.I.E.L.D.? Who knows?
Yeah, that's how he got into it.
Yeah.
This guy becomes like a photography.
He caught this dude, yeah. He can like actually steal your soul or something.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
The wind.
The wind. Yeah. It's that the breakdown at the end in the interrogation room.
Yeah.
Where he's just like kind of letting you in on his fucking horrible childhood and why he's obsessed with photos. Because he was just like, well, I can tell by the ring on your finger and the way you he asks the cop if he's a family man, and the cop's like, it's none of your business, really.
Right.
And he's like, well, judged by the ring on your finger, and then the way you answer that question, I'm assuming you are. And the way you've treated me this far, I can tell you're a good man. And you probably wouldn't be cheating on your wife. You're grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be neglecting your kids. You wouldn't be fucking
Right.
emotionally distant from your wife. You definitely wouldn't be, like, taking pictures of your kids, doing all kinds of fucking weird things that you asked them to do, degrading horrible animal-like things, and taking pictures of it. And he starts, like, breaking down about it. I was like, oh, you kind of... But that's all you get. It doesn't. There's no flashback. There's no like explicit detail of it. You just kind of get a little bit of a window into what built this guy.
Yeah.
And I thought it was very effective.
Yeah. It's just it's a solid fucking like couple minutes of Williams just crushing it.
Yeah, just acting like a motherfucker, dude. And the filmmaker. This was written and directed by. Hang on, I got it written down. Mark Romanek, who mostly does music videos. This is one of 2 or 3 feature films he's done.
Right.
And it's like fucking good, man. It's like a really good movie. Like he did the Hurt video by Johnny Cash.
Right.
He did Can't Stop from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Sure.
He also did Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. Anyway, Robin Williams
1 Hour Photo's super good.
is a fucking tour de force. He's really, really good. It was my first exposure. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but it was my first exposure to him, like, not being a goofball.
Right.
You know, not being Robin Williams, just like actually acting.
That's always a weird thing you hit. I remember like I had that with Jim Carrey when I saw Truman Show when I was super young. I was like, yo,
Truman Show or like Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, you're an actual fucking
you can do it.
actor.
You can nail it.
Very good.
I think Man on the Moon was the first one where I was like, oh, this is...
That's probably... Or it's like when Will Smith did Ali.
Yeah.
And it's like, no shit, you're actually...
Yeah, you can do it.
You're a fucking decent actor.
You can stop being a clown for a little bit.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, we can stop. Go watch 1 Hour Photo. We didn't really gush about it as much as we did Play Misty for Me,
Well, I think
but it's
Play
very
Misty
good.
for Me super old, and the chances
Yeah.
of you watching that is like very unlikely.
True.
Honestly. But
1
1 Hour
Hour
Photo is super good,
And fairly recent too.
and most of it's very like dry suspense, and it's not much we can say.
Yeah, that's true. The visuals are good. Lots of meditative, sterile environments. You know, good sequences. That fucking dream sequence.
Yeah, the
where his
whole-
fucking eyes start bleeding.
Yeah, that's
is
a
fucking
good call
crazy.
though. The whole movie looks like a CVS. Like
Yes.
it feels fluorescent.
Even his house is the
Yeah.
same way. I noticed too. It's just like that's what his environment wants, or that's what he wants his whole life to be. Is like this nice, clean, sterile thing, which is fucking. I can't understand it, but I'm a slob as a motherfucker. So, the hell do I know? All right. Anyway, what was yours?
My
What was your
second
other one?
movie was the 2009 fucking sleeper hit that nobody talks about, Big Fan, starring Patton Oswalt. This is a great movie, and it's also kind of personal because the Giants are the only football team I care about because I'm from New York too.
Really?
Oh yeah. I had a
don't
lady,
know about
a lady
this movie, I
came
don't
over
think.
and asked me like, "Hey, who are you rooting for the Super Bowl?" And I went, "Who's playing?" And they were like, "Oh, Buccaneers," and I don't even remember the other team.
I think the Chiefs.
Yeah, they said them, and I went, "Nah, I don't care." And they were like, "Oh, you don't like football?" I was like, "Nah, the Giants aren't involved." Then I only care about the team I'm from, the state of.
I am a Packers fan, and they were fucking so close.
So close.
But they got beat out. I didn't watch because I haven't watched football in a long time. But apparently the Bucks beat the Packers to get to the Super Bowl. And they just... Because Tom Brady is on the Bucks now. So, like, a lot of calls didn't get made. Tom Brady can fucking... He just pretty much can just do whatever the fuck he wants. And they just let it happen.
Right.
You know? So, whatever. I'm over it, really.
But yeah, so Big Fan is based on... Well, it's not based on anything. It's actually, it is based on something. The director used to listen to radio, like sports radio.
Okay.
And there was a guy who would call in every night and ask a question.
Okay.
And he literally just said, one day he was like hanging out and he thought, what does that guy's day look like? Like the guy who does this every day.
Right.
So Patton Oswalt plays a dude named Paul, who is a huge New York Giants fan, and does this. And all day, his entire day is dedicated to thinking of the question he's going to ask this talk radio show. And he's like, he thinks about it, he plans, he practices how he's going to say it.
Sure.
Because he wants to sound cool, and he does. He puts on an affectation when he starts talking on the radio. He becomes like a different person. Like, it's like a fantasy. it's weird. He like slips into a skin to be this other person,
Sure.
and be part of a world. You know, he kind of co-ops it in a way.
What kind of question is he asking?
It's sports questions usually, like, oh, do you think that foul was this, or it's like, oh, I think this was like this play was this, and I think he cheated.
He's
It's
not just calling up to be like, who's the running back? Like,
he's like participating. He's like part of the discourse.
Sure. Okay.
And then his entire day is just thinking about what the best question he can ask.
The tightest, the most pertinent.
Yeah, the thing that will cause the best discussion, so he can feel like he is the best fan.
Right.
And it's, for a Patton Oswalt led vehicle, it is grim as fuck. This is a super dirty movie. He has like a fun rivalry with a guy named Philadelphia Phil, who is super big into the Eagles.
Right.
They always bicker and shit. And what really kicks the film off is him and his a friend, they see a member of the Giants making a purchase, and they follow him because they're like, let's go meet him.
Sure.
And what happens is there's a bit of a misunderstanding, and the guy assaults Patton Oswalt. He beats the shit out of him.
This football player?
Yes.
Dude, he can turn Patton Oswalt into paste.
And that's basically what happens, and it turns into this huge fucking thing, and what starts as like a stalker film turns into a legal drama, as now Patton Oswalt's like, I could sue him, but like this is causing all this heat. Everybody thinks I'm the guy who hates the Giants. It's this fucked up thing. He's trying to not do it. His fucking parents and legal guardians are trying to be like, look, he's fucking stupid. He's got issues.
Right.
He's you know, he can't make this call. Like, there's a whole bunch of shit with that. It's super rad. It all
it definitely sucks because it comes out of a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And he, you know, if he's without some of his faculties, you know, it's like, but also you can probably get some fucking gnarly money out of that.
Sure.
So
it's a sad time too. Like,
for sure.
His family thinks he's just so shitty. Yeah. And he doesn't even have the money to go to the games, but he goes to the parking lot and he watches on a little TV in the parking lot.
Oh man, I know this type of movie. I can see it pretty clear.
It's grim as shit.
Yeah, I can see it in my head.
It gets into this. It's a dry character study very much. So
right.
I don't want to really beat for beat it because you lose a lot of the context and how good it is. But eventually, like, Philadelphia Phil takes this chance to, like, he digs up dirt on who Patton Oswalt is, like Paul is, and finds out that Paul is this fucking. He finds out that the guy in the lawsuit is the guy from the radio. So he starts fucking causing all sorts of problems. It eventually builds to a very, very, very dramatic and honestly really fucking tense sequence where Paul hunts down Phil. And they're in a crowd, like a bar that's like a big game and shit, and it's fucking intense. And I'm not gonna tell you how it goes down, but Paul confronts Phil. It does lead to Paul getting arrested, but I won't say what happens.
A lot of these do.
But it's so fucking good. Mostly because Paul, when he finally gets his vengeance, like, all he can fucking rage gutturally yell is, Eagles fucking suck! Like, he's so fucking furious. And his life has gone nowhere. It's fucking wonderful. It's wonderfully cynical. The final bits are so beautiful where he's got arrested, and he finds out when the day he's gonna get released is a Giants game. Oh. And Patton Oswalt delivers it so well where he's just like, it's gonna be a good year. Like, it's so good. And the movie is like, that's the beats essentially, but the movie goes very hard into like this guy's, like, Paul's life and how he has fucking nothing. Right. All he has is the New York Giants. And even being assaulted by, like, a player, and, like, his whole worldview shattering, and the idea that he could theoretically walk away with, I think it's like 80 million or something like that. It's high 70s. Right. That he could walk away with just a fuck ton of money.
Like, seriously life-changing shit.
His life would be a million times better. He's, like, conflicted about it.
But it would.
He doesn't want to be that guy.
And also, it would taint his... It almost seems like ill-gotten. Yeah. You know? It's like a betrayal to take the money, but it's so much money.
And it's a huge thing because his family's pushing him to do it because, like, it was wrong that he got beat up, but he's so fucking weird, and he has such a dependency on the team, even though he doesn't even have like a relationship. There's nothing there. Mm-hmm. But he has such a, and you see this. It's literally just what people do day to day, where they're that my team mentality that so many people have.
Oh, absolutely.
Sports. It's just taken to like the biggest extreme.
Well, it's
with this lonely poor man.
It's funny that like the people, those people are real.
Yeah,
the people that
real.
you're talking, like Patton Oswalt's character, you're describing. Those people exist.
Yeah,
it's a guy.
There are plenty of people that have absolutely nothing except for a thing, like a source of entertainment, or
well, especially for like it's okay if it's sports too. Like it's fine.
We reinforce, America reinforces it very hardly.
Yeah,
like very very much. But yeah, big fan is. It's really big into like this guy's day to day, and it's really, I enjoy dry movies like this a lot.
Right. Good old character study, man.
Oh yeah,
you got to be in the mood, but when it's done well, it's done really well.
And Patton Oswalt is fucking perfect.
I don't think I've ever seen him like act.
No,
I don't think so.
Did you ever see? There's another one. He's in. What is that called? Young Adult.
There's
with
one.
Charlize Theron.
I know about the movie. I never watched it.
He's fucking rad in that one
really?
too. Yeah, he nails it. Yeah, Big Fan's actually super good. It's
I'll have to check it out.
I highly recommend it.
It'd be nice because it's, I guess he's not. Well, I guess no, it is, because I was when you first started describing it to me, I was like, oh, so it's like a guy's obsession with the team, not the person. But then it turns into a person.
Yeah. Well,
so
yeah.
it's still stalker shit going on.
Yeah. It's strange. It flips the perspective a little bit when it gets to that point, because it's
right.
now like this person did it, but he has like a dissociation about like the person versus the team, and there's a whole thing about that. It's super interesting. I like it a lot. Yeah. It's old too. It's 2009, so. Okay. Yeah, it flew under the radar, and like nobody saw it. That bums me out.
Can be a good thing.
Yeah, it's very, very good though.
I will check it out.
Well, that's all our films.
That is.
So now we move on to the real life stuff.
Real life stalker stories. No. Real life stalker story.
Well, I just did a movie. You want to start?
Sure. I did. Okay. My first one is a man named James Gale, who is the guy who was obsessed and murdered Dimebag Darrell.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The guy who... Dimebag Darrell, for the uninitiated out there, is the guitar player for Pantera, who's like just like a hardcore thrash band. They're fucking cool as shit. I don't listen to them too much anymore.
Yeah.
There's definitely high schoolers into... Pantera, like late middle school, early high school is a Pantera time.
Yeah, I feel like if you're listening to this, in 2021, and you're like 29 to 35, you probably heard Pantera.
You know Pantera.
Yeah, you probably know them.
And you respect Walk. All of you do. You talking to me? No way, punk.
Walk.
I mean, I have a Pantera CD in my car, like right now.
Sure.
I still listen to them sometimes, but it's out of a nostalgia burn. Anyway, this guy was paranoid schizophrenic. He got discharged from the Marine Corps and was convinced that Pantera was stealing his lyrics.
Yeah.
But it was only he was just super obsessed with Pantera and copying down their lyrics. Because he was like trying to join a band.
Right.
And the other band members were like, these are Pantera lyrics. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, I know, they're stealing my lyrics, and they're trying to steal my identity. And everybody was like, I don't think so, but okay.
You were just dumb.
Probably not.
You're just a dumb.
Yeah. Well, he's sick.
Yeah.
Is the problem. And so Pantera...
Dumb with sickness.
No, that's Disturbed.
Dumb with the sickness.
Dumb with the sickness? That's funny. Not really.
No, it's sad, actually.
It sucks.
It's
sad.
It's
just mostly sad.
It's a fucking tragedy, actually.
Yeah, it's not good at all. A fucking killer musician died. Mm-hmm. So that's not good at all. He was awesome. He did the squeals. Wow! It's a fucking, you dump your whammy bar and flick the string, and you just get a fucking harmonic tap. Boom! And that's when you fucking work the whammy bar, and it just, when you got your gain cranked up, it's just like, wah! Guitarists know what I'm talking about. What's up, guitarists out there? So Pantera broke up, and the guitarist, Dimebag Darrell Abbott, and the drummer, Vinnie Paul, who are brothers, started a new band called Damage Plan. And they were playing a show in Cincinnati, or at least around there. I don't think it was in Cincinnati proper, but it was in Ohio somewhere. and this dude just jumped up on stage and shot Dimebag in the head like 4 times.
Yeah.
Point blank. And he killed also a security guard. He killed maybe a manager too. Dimebag was not the only casualty.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cops came in, shot him. And that was pretty much the end of that. And everybody was just like, yeah, I mean, he was definitely weird. He was obsessed with Pantera. And see, I thought when this happened that he was like mad that they had broken up.
Sure.
And that Dimebag Darrell was doing anything but Pantera.
Right.
So he like Mark David Chapman'd him.
Right.
Well, I guess that wasn't really his motivation. Mark David Chapman's. Maybe it was. I forget. I haven't seen that.
That's the guy who killed John Lennon, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, his whole thing's like really complicated.
It was the phonies.
Yeah, there's a whole we could do that would take us. Yeah, it's a deep dive. Yeah, honestly, look into that one. It's actually really there's a lot of weird shit with that one.
There's a Jared Leto movie that's pretty good about it.
Yeah,
there's like chapter 30.
He's a fucking chameleon. That guy.
He's a fucking I don't know about him, man. Yeah. He creeps me out.
No,
Jared Leto.
See that picture of him at like a fashion gala, like really psyched about a dude's outfit, and then a picture of him at like the Met Gala wearing the same thing.
Really?
It's so good. That's just because it's like it's pure. It's like he saw something, he went, "That's rad." He's like so happy to see it. It's like a green shitty coat or something.
Really?
And then the next like event, he's like wearing it, and you're like, "Right on, dude."
Yeah. He probably just beat that guy up and took it.
He fucking slid into that dude's body.
Yeah. He does. He creeps me out sometimes. But did you know his part in Blade Runner 2049 was supposed to be David Bowie?
Yeah, yeah.
But he died.
Yeah.
And I was like, what a fucking... I know. I would have loved to have seen blind David Bowie in a kimono.
Yeah.
Talk about fucking trying to breed replicants.
It'd be perfect.
God damn. I just pretend that that's real now.
Yeah.
Some reality has that movie, and I want to go to it.
I'm very happy they didn't try to digitally insert him, though.
I know. Would have been great. If they just cut his labyrinth scenes into Blade Runner 2049.
Just Jareth.
Yeah. I brought you a gift. It's just Harrison Ford is just like, what are you talking about?
Jesus Christ.
Her eyes were green. Yeah. So, anyway, it's just sad because Dimebag Darrell was cool, and Damage Plan, honestly, was, like, not as good as Pantera, but they were still just, out. They were doing the band thing, making money, and this fucking sick guy just jumped up, and I almost feel bad for him because he's sick, and those people, they don't live in reality, No. They're just so disassociated and disconnected that he like probably doesn't even know what he's doing. He thinks they're stealing his identity, and it's like he was like talking to a dog that wasn't there, and he's just sick. And a fucking rad guitar player lost his life for it, and it sucks.
It's not fun.
It's really not.
No.
The end. Of one of mine.
I researched. I'll do a couple because they're kind of rapid fire.
I did a couple rapid fire.
They're also very fun. So
fun? Good.
I went into a tangent with the TLC, the Learning Channel, because I typed in creepy obsessions and a wall of Learning Channel. Fucking let's jeer and laugh at these fucking freaks.
Let's be real here on TLC. What are we learning anymore?
How fucking dark the world is.
How fat can you get?
People? Yeah. So I got a few. First is this guy who's obsessed with Pac-Man. He fucking scares me. He's got a mullet. He's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Out loud, I'm still not convinced he's serious. Because there's a part where he's
he's doing a bit?
I think he's doing a bit. Because he's like, every time I see Pac-Man, I feel a little tingly. It goes up and down my nipples. He says that on the Learning Channel. And I'm like, either you're gone and you think, I know people who are excited and they say weird shit.
Sure, yeah.
I say weird shit when I'm excited.
Oh.
But then it cuts to a lady who's talking and it says his wife. And I'm like, you got a wife?
You got married?
Who's normal?
Hey, there's
somebody... And then I'm like, this is a bit, right?
There's somebody out there for everybody,
I'm like,
man.
You're the Pac-Man guy, right? I bet you like Pac-Man. You have all this stuff. I'm sitting here like, you're fucking with TLC, right? He feels the most, like, with it of the people that I was watching, but still, like, he's fucking creepy. There's a part where he puts a Pac-Man mask on and it's got weird red eyes, and I'm like, that's the smiley guy from Manhunt. Like, fuck this. I don't want to do
Oh
this.
shit, that's the last thing you're ever gonna see.
He's fucking gross. He's real sweaty. He looks like he sweats a lot, even though I think they're in like they're in a northern state. It looked like,
Right.
but he's all clammy and shit.
He just keeps his house moist.
He talks about how he can feel when Pac-Man's around.
Oh, he's probably doing a
He
bit.
made me
yeah.
very uncomfortable.
But some people are fucking dorks.
They talk like that,
and
yeah.
will talk like that, exactly. So it's definitely a hard read to make. But I hope he's earnest.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know what? I hope he's doing a bit because it's hilarious.
The next one, I don't think she's doing a bit. She's obsessed with the Ninja Turtles. She
I know this
trains
lady.
to be a Ninja Turtle.
I know this lady.
She owns the heads from Ninja 3.
Uh-huh.
I was like, hey. I was with her until she was like, I get pizza and I put mayonnaise on my pizza. And I was like, I don't fucking agree with you anymore.
Yeah, that's bad. They do. I mean, it's a joke they do in the show where they got like whipped cream on their pizza.
I just
and
love.
stuff.
There's a part where she's very obsessed. Michelangelo's her favorite, which I respect.
Sure. You can honestly.
It's an oddball pick.
No, it's not.
I don't think many people like Michelangelo.
Mikey's like the main favorite.
I feel, really?
Yeah.
I feel like most people like Leo or Raph. I know nobody likes Donatello. I've accepted the fact that nobody's favorite is Donatello.
I know two people whose favorites are Donatello.
Is one your brother?
One is my wife.
Really?
And, yeah.
That's
and
surprising.
the other is fucking Christian. Donatello's his boy.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah. My brother, I don't think. My brother and I probably take them all equally.
Well,
you know what I mean? I have no favorite. I can say that I personally am a Raphael.
100%.
I'm a Raph. But I love them all. They're my brothers too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm one of them.
Right.
I'm the fifth turtle.
Please.
Everybody's the fifth turtle. Actually, in the cartoon show, there is the one called the Fifth Turtle, and it's a little kid named Zach. So I'm just saying, I got fucking like.
I watched Next Mutation. It's a girl named Venus de Milo.
Yeah, it's true.
And she's terrible.
The whole thing's terrible. It's really bad.
So, yeah, that lady's interesting. She's a whole thing. The Learning
She's
Channel,
got a lot of fucking sweet merch though.
She's got great. Yeah, the second she pulls that head out and she knows exactly what scene the head is used in, I'm like,
yeah.
dude, you know your stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
They also have a bunch of other segments I didn't watch, but that everybody's kind of aware of like the people who are married and have sexual encounters with theme park rides and landmarks. That's a whole fucking thing.
Oh,
there's an
sure.
entire community of these people.
Yeah, like I think they're called foamers.
Yeah, something
There's
like that.
people who are like sexually stimulated by trains.
Yeah, there's a guy who's dating his car.
Sure.
That guy's weird. That one's the best one because in the episode he comes out to his dad and his dad is trying to like rationalize it, and he's like yeah, I'm in a relationship with who? He's like, with Chase. The car?
He named it Chase.
He named it Chase.
That's a cool name for a car.
Yeah. I was like, oh, his car's gay. Nice, very nice. It's very surprising. You know, usually a car's a lady.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. And then his dad's like, well, how do you even like? He's like, how do you even like? What does that even mean?
Are you coming on it?
And the guy, he's like, well, it's a lot of rubbing and laying under it or on it and rubbing while I masturbate. And the dad's just listening patiently. But I'm like, this dad is never talking to his son again.
Oh,
Like,
he's boiling inside.
Yeah, this is fucking. What did I do?
Yeah, what happened?
Cause this?
Should I knew he was too young for Smokey and the Bandit. That Trans Am is too powerful. You know, it's too sexually.
It changed him.
It's too sexually potent. That Trans Am.
Oh man, there's so many though that I went through. My favorite though of all time is there's one lady that's like she thinks she's in the 1950s and her whole life is like she makes her she makes her boyfriend not he can't have a cell phone or the internet.
Is she like super hot?
Hardcore. Yeah, all right. Yeah,
okay,
she's fine.
I was like, if she's super hot and a wildcat in the sack, I'll fucking ditch this cell phone like right now.
Yeah,
I'll pitch in a fucking lake.
She like lives it. She's not just like I'm a pinup girl. Like she's like
which is a total. It's like a whole lane now. That like a modern pinup girl, which I enjoy.
100%.
I enjoy this lane.
Like that rockabilly stuff.
Love it. Fucking love it.
Love it. That one's fine, but the crown jewel was a couple. This guy Bob and his wife. I don't remember her name. They collect sex dolls, like the real dolls.
Oh, that's not cheap.
No, it's not cheap. And it's fucking crazy. He like hangs out. He's talking about all of them, all their names. He talks about details, their bathing habits, how he cleans them. He doesn't fuck them. He says he doesn't, but I don't believe him. He's got one that's got like an internal warming system, so it feels like a real human when you touch it. Which I'm like, dude, you're fucking these dolls. Don't lie to me.
I mean, honestly,
they all have. I know. I was watching it. I'm like, why do some of them have flowers in their hair? Like every now and then. It turns out those are the ones that haven't been fucked. Those are the fresh ones because he buys a lot of them secondhand. Yeah, right. Yeah. There's a whole bit where he gets one, and his wife and him are like super excited to open it, and they're like, "Oh, she looks perfect. She's barely worn down," and they clean it in the tub.
You think some of them are just like craters in their crotch because some dude is just like jackhammering it like a motherfucker?
Probably.
Some just burning holes in it. Dude, what if one, like his wife leaves him and he doesn't want to be, somebody is compelled to be a abusive spouse. Yeah. But he doesn't want to put a real human in it.
He gets a doll.
So he gets a real doll, just like puts cigarettes out on it and shit. Just starts fucking wicking dishes at its head.
So
that's horrible.
What's wonderful about this one is I'm like, they're a couple. Okay. This is but then they start letting the wife talk, and I'm like, oh no.
Uh-oh.
He's like, I've always liked dolls ever since I had a teddy bear when I was a boy, and when I was an adult I moved on to dolls. And this guy, I'm like, you're alone. I get it.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to his wife, and she's like, if anything, people think I'm worried about the dolls, but if anything, it's a relationship saver because we actually finally have something to do together. And she's so dead inside.
Oh man.
And I'm like, oh,
that's not good. You think he just, whoa, dude. What if she's just one brought to life? Yo, and they're trying to bring other ones to life?
It's like Mannequin.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't think it's that. But okay. I think it's sad.
Well, all right. I'm trying to make it fun.
There's even a part where when they open it, he's excited, like, oh, she's perfect, and it shows her face, and she's like, yeah, it's real nice when they come in nice. Like she's just so like not present, or she just doesn't emote. But I'm like,
I could be there. People like that.
I felt for her. I was like, dude, I'm sorry that your husband is,
and you have to.
Gone. They have so many too.
Well, what if? Here's the deal too. What if let's say this developed after you were already married?
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like he kept it a secret for so long, and you fell in love with the guy, and then he starts laying all this fucking real doll shit on you, and you just have to be like, do I start again?
Yeah, do I fucking bother?
Yeah, is this something I can live with?
Yeah, and especially if you're already kind of a lonely person.
Exactly. And well, the thing is too is like if your approval of it could ramp the behavior up.
Yeah.
So like let's say he wasn't like super into him, he just had some and was like, I kind of got an infatuation with it, and she was like, okay, well that's not too bad, at least you're not like fucking kidnapping kids or something. You know, it could be a lot worse. And then he's like, oh, you're into it? And she's like, yeah, I guess.
Sure.
Like, not into it up here.
And then he's like, now I have 6 more.
But exactly. Yeah. Turns out I have a closet full that you didn't know about. They have
so many.
Yeah.
Their house is covered in these fucking things.
Jesus.
And I'm like, they all have names and shit, and they're all named different stuff. And
I just can't get behind. I don't know how you can like have intercourse, like pleasurable intercourse with something that is just like lifeless laying there.
Right.
I just don't I don't get it.
Yeah.
It depends on how like realistic they make them. I guess, you know, I could probably get it done if I had to.
Get it done.
I'll fucking figure it out, you know.
Right.
But it's just something that doesn't necessarily interest me. You wait until they can like until they build like Cherry 2000s. I'm fucking on board.
It's done, dude.
Yeah.
The second they make like a full functioning like sex robot, this species is over.
Yeah. Like, why bother anymore?
Yeah, we're done. We're just gonna artificially inseminate.
They need to hold that technology back until we invent cloning. Like a nice, like got cloning on lock, so that we can still perpetuate, or just let us all die out.
Yeah, fuck it.
That might be fine also.
I don't mind.
No, it's fine with me.
Earth would be better off.
But a lot of things will be better off.
I was watching this guy, and I'm like, I can't imagine being this like obsessive about anything like this. And Priscilla's like, what about you? You have all the toys and the models and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I do, but like, I'd ditch this shit in a heartbeat if it came push to shove. Like, I don't fucking need this shit.
No.
I like having an OG set of Bionicles on the shelf.
Right.
But I'm like, if the house started fucking falling in on itself and I was like, my shit was sliding off, I'd be like, all right.
I guess.
I'm not going to be the guy hanging off the edge of the cliff, be like, but my things.
Yeah.
Or if like it came down to like money and it was like, I found out like my shit was worth something, I'd be like, bye.
Yeah,
I don't
who gives
need
a
this
shit? For sure.
I did it with like fucking I twice now with 2 games. I had like a full set of Pathfinder books, sold them all, fucking no heart about it. All my D&D shit, I sold all that shit because I was like, I'm done with this shit.
I mean, it's all on PDF now anyway, if you want to get it.
I mean, I still want the books, but it was like I was done with that part of my life. And Priscilla was like, don't you want to keep it? And I'm like, no.
What for? It's only heavy.
Yeah, it's only heavy. It's just space in my life.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I'm done with shit, I throw shit away so fast. My dad doesn't even understand it. He's like, why don't you like just keep it? Why would you get rid of it? I'm like, because I don't want it.
I don't need it anymore.
Dad.
Who cares? Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna donate as much as I can. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna just get rid of it. But there's stuff that's like kind of iffy or broken. I'm just like, this is garbage.
Yeah.
This is, or it's just like it's like dirty and old, and I'm just like, fuck it. I have no, because you see my house.
Sure.
My dad likes to keep shit, and I grew up realizing that that's fucking horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I don't keep shit.
I do. I have some keepsakes.
Sure.
That like
I get holding on to stuff.
I still have a decent amount of those. You remember when they sold the action figures with the comic book behind them?
Mm-hmm.
I have like Magneto and like some Spider-Man. I got Iron Man and Cap. But that's pretty much it. I think I got some stuffed animals too, but they're like in a box somewhere.
Yeah.
That I should probably bust out for my son.
Sure.
To be honest. But he's got so much shit now too. I'm not gonna add clutter because I gotta pick it up.
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit.
Now we give my kids a lot of shit, and every couple months I go through there and we're just like, all right, half this is
Don't
gone.
need this, don't need that, don't need this. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. No.
I mean, it's all going to the ocean.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks.
You know me. Fucking hate dolphins.
Yeah.
My long-standing plan to eradicate.
Let me fucking see a dolphin. Let me see a dolphin around here. It's over, dude.
I'll fucking cover myself in old like soda can plastic rings.
Yeah. Just dive bomb on one.
It's my chainmail.
Yeah.
Just dive into the
Just
whole,
shoving
the whole
6-pack
pool.
rings onto their, yeah.
They're flying at me. I'm just like, yeah.
How can I make an arm out of tuna nets?
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's all my little short ones.
Oh, yeah.
I went on a long train of just like people.
Well, they had like, I think it's actually called My Strange Obsession.
Yeah. They
Or
did
is it My Strange Addiction?
It's addiction, yeah.
Oh,
There's a couple I saw, but I didn't want to go. I didn't really bring up. There's a lady who's addicted to like. This is where it was like a thin line. I was like, dude, the guy who collects Pac-Man, obsessed.
Yeah.
The lady who follows couples around and steals the dirty diapers from their babies out of trash cans to like smell them and shit. That's an addiction. You have a thing going on.
Yeah, that's a fucking misfire in your brain, I think. Not good. Or it's fine. I guess if nobody cares, just don't be trying to get it straight from the source. Because if I catch you sniffing my baby's ass, you're catching a fucking bullet, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No way.
It's fucking weird. Don't do it.
Yeah, please don't. The other one I was also the other guy that I've brought up actually I think a couple times on the show before was the guy, the Bjork stalker.
Yeah.
I brought him up. I know for found footage because he like video diaried his descent into madness.
Yeah.
But I think there was another one that I brought him up in and I forget what it was.
I don't remember.
But Ricardo Lopez was his name, and man, he went fucking nuts. He's the guy who built what I thought. I was a little mistaken actually, because I thought he built a box that shot AIDS needles out of it.
Yeah.
There was like hypodermic needles tainted with AIDS blood that was supposed to like shoot out of this box and prick you and give you fucking HIV, which is like horrifying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
that's a level of like fucking long-term sadism.
well, that's what
just
he was all about, like having a lasting effect on her life.
Yeah.
Because he found out she was dating, I think it's Goldie was his name. It's some other music artist, and he's a black dude, and he was not too pleased about that.
Of course.
He's a Florida boy too, lived in Hollywood.
There it is.
Yep, fucking, we're all nuts, man.
We're all mad here.
That's right. See, but we're not from here though, so.
No, we co-opted the madness.
Yeah, we just grew up here.
Yeah, we were shipwrecked here.
Yeah, game by meteor.
Yeah.
But it turns out that was just a plan. He wanted to build the needle box, but instead just built essentially just a letter bomb that was like a book that when you opened it shot acid into your face.
That's fucking just as bad.
I know, it's still horrible, but he shot himself after filming Actually, yeah. After filming his descent into madness, keeping a bunch of video diaries, and then he mailed out the package to kill or maim Bjork, and then blew his brains out. Stuck a gun in his mouth, which I think they said behind him was like it was the date, and it said "the best of me," and it was like a blank piece, and they think that he was trying to get his like brain matter on it.
Fucking.
And
that's so fucking metal.
It is fucking. I was like,
fuck.
Cool move. If you're gonna if you're gonna do that, make an art piece out of it.
I don't want to make light of true crime or tragedy, but
that's fucking nuts, dude.
I process this stuff through excitement and
well, look,
hilarity.
I'm not gonna say
it's the absurdity of it is so fucking.
I know it's fucking wild. It's like Joker art.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's so fucking nuts.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's like a Fincher. Like the first murder in Seven would be that.
You're right.
You're
yeah.
Like, what the fuck happened?
What is this even? Trying to unravel it and shit. Well, it's like you gotta watch the videos because he's like it's
scary.
Unsettling as fuck. Especially like toward the very end, he's like shaving all his hair off and painting his face and just like yelling and cackling into the camera about it. And
there's shit I see now. Like there's a guy. What the fuck is his name? There's a guy who does like he dissects gummy candy. Like he took a gummy rat and he dissected it like it was a real rat. Like he would like scalpel like a bit of the brain out.
Keep the like pins to hold it open and stuff.
In such a fucking weird way. He puts all the emphasis on the wrong words. Like it's a brain. He says Brian's. He's like, I'm going to cut out the Brian. Like he's so fucking intense. And I'm like, okay, it's like a bit. And then quietly I go, God, I hope it's a fucking bit.
Please let it be a bit.
Because I've seen shit like the Bjork guy, and I'm just like,
yeah,
there are people like this exist.
And it's like, how close are you to fucking mailing a bomb to somebody's house?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I'm always very wary when I see people that are a little too intense.
I'm trying to remember too, because I've been in that same seat where you see somebody on YouTube or like a weird ass rabbit hole. There's like a video with like 130 views.
Yeah,
and it's just this like fucking super specific thing with some dude who is either pretending to be unhinged or is unhinged.
Oh yeah,
and it's like how long before like
you fucking kill somebody
or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, anything.
How many YouTube videos do you think the guy who fucking blew up that van in Nashville had? You know what I mean?
4?
He's got it. I mean, probably a couple.
Not really an obsession thing, but there's what the fuck's his name now? I used to remember because it's one of my favorite videos to send to people, but it's a convicted child molester who had a YouTube channel for a while. They got taken down because he's a child molester.
Right.
But Ederum.
Good call.
His name is Ederum. He is
Ederum?
Fucking horrifying. He's like,
Jesus.
He's your worst nightmare. He looks like a guy you would cast in a spooky ghost movie because he already looks like a spooky fucking ghost.
Like the dude who taught Patrick Swayze how to ghost?
No,
on the
way
train?
Scarier.
Scarier? That guy's pretty scary looking.
Ederum's really scary. But his videos were always him like lip sync singing like Pretty Woman. Or there's one where he did Happy Birthday.
That's bad.
And one of our friends has the same birth date as the day he is singing Happy Birthday in his video, and I sent it to them. I can't remember which one it is.
You told me about that,
It's one of y'all, and it's fucking scary.
You told me about that, I remember. Or at least you told...
Yeah.
It was probably the group chat.
The council.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ederum, don't look him up. You can find him
Don't do it.
But he's dead.
Oh,
so
good.
he's not getting ad revenue.
Oh,
so
good.
You can find his video still. He's horrifying.
Yeah. Anyway.
Is that all of our real ones? No, I got a serious one.
Oh, do you?
I do got one. I almost didn't want to do this one because I was thinking of saving it for like home invasions if we ever did something like that.
Oish.
But I like this one a lot. So, there's this family. They were living the life. Young 2 teen daughters, dad, wife, so on and so forth. So, I'm gonna tell it the way I heard it because it has it's nice mystery a little bit.
Sure.
Go through the broad strokes. So Hit me, baby. So it is. I'm actually gonna Google the name while I tell it.
Okay. Can you multitask in this way?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, dude,
I'm a professional.
You're so talented. We are professional as shit. I don't know if that's come across yet.
So yeah, it's this family. Their life. But the wife of the family, she dies. She passes away.
That's insane.
The family goes through a big turmoil. One of the daughters dumps her, she dumps her boyfriend. The other one's having trouble in school. They're trying to get by.
Sure.
So they're all living in this house together, and the little girl, the girls, the young teens, they start hearing tapping in the walls, like tapping all through the house.
Okay.
Rhythmically every now and then. And they're just like, that's weird. You know, they tell her dad, he doesn't really listen. He's like, you're just, listen, stop it.
Always.
So they're like, I don't know what it is. And eventually one of them finds a message written in red in their closet saying, come find me in the basement. And they're like, yo, what the fuck? The dad goes to the basement, nothing's there. He's like, kids, can you stop? I get it. Mom died. It's sad.
Yeah.
Do it.
Because, imagine what he's going through, too.
Yeah.
You know?
So they're like, okay. They get into it. They go to the basement. They start hanging out down there. They get they start thinking it's their mom.
That's what I was going to say. It's the ghost of mom.
They start thinking it's their mom. They get a Ouija board. They start doing Ouija board shit.
Oh.
You know. It's a whole thing.
I don't know about Ouija boards, man.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit.
It keeps happening. So eventually, actually, the come find me in the basement might have been a little later, but yeah, the dad is like very not happy with this shit.
Yeah.
Eventually, it hits a boiling point, and he's like, you know, can we not fucking do this anymore? Can we fucking stop?
Yeah. I'm trying to rebuild my fucking life.
Yeah. And what the fuck happens? Yeah, no. So finally, the girls are like, there gets to a point where they find another message saying, "I'm in your closet. You know, come."
That's
find me.
horrifying, man.
So they fucking run. They tell their dad. They're like, "Hey, it's happening again. The taps and the shit."
Yeah.
The dad's like, "Fucking go out there. I'm gonna call the cops." I might be mixing something up here, but I'm gonna proceed anyway.
Sure.
So the big culmination of this is this is like the first one. He fucking goes up to the room to confront whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah.
Because he thinks his kids are fucking losing it.
Right.
But he rounds the fucking corner, and standing there with a hatchet is a dude in a woman's like dress with lipstick on, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Hey, bud.
They talk about where he's like, he's so in shock that guy starts running past him, and he doesn't even have the wherewithal to try and catch him for a second, because he's like,
can't even move. Just what even is this?
So the guy darts downstairs. The dad goes down. Can't find him. The guy just vanished, gone. Jesus. So they call the cops. The cops are like, "Well, watch. Go stay at a hotel." Couple weeks go by. The cops are like, "Well, we never found them. There's no sign of them. You know, we didn't see them.
Oh my god!
It might be safe to go back to your house."
Fuck that.
But the dad, they go up. They're gonna go back to their house, and the dad fucking sees the lights on in the house, and he's like,
"What is that?
What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah.
And he sees the guy just walking around in the dress still, like just hanging out in there.
You gotta clip that guy, man.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking blow him away.
So he tells the cops immediately. The cops go in. Cops cannot fucking find him,
dude.
So eventually they're
clap him while you got eyes on him, dude.
Scouring this house.
Right.
Finally, a cop in the basement notices that the washer is moved, and there's a little fucking panel that you can slide away to a crawl space.
Yep.
And the crawl space connects to the entirety of the house, and they find all of the insulation has been tunneled through. There is a series of tunnels and chambers that go through the entire fucking house.
Jesus.
I didn't even tell you what they found. The entire house is destroyed. There are pennies glued everywhere.
Pennies?
Pennies? I don't know why. Shit's slashed up. Fucking red writing everywhere.
In like the house proper, not just in
just the house.
In not his tunnels, but like in the house.
He had been trashing the house while I was gone.
Right.
But they find this guy, huddled in the back of his little fucking maze, and it's this guy named Daniel LaPlante, who is the ex-boyfriend who was dumped, who had spent just months obsessing over this girl.
Right.
Yeah, he's emotionally unstable on his own. He's a big fucking problem.
Yeah.
And yeah, he had hid in the house and been there for like the death. He had been there for all those little events transpiring. He'd basically just been like tunneling around, poking peoples and listening to everything. And once he found out that they were really busted up with the mom, he hatched like a weird fucking plan to become the ghost of their dead mom, to like lure them out, which is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that's real bad.
It's real
to
bad.
kill him for sure, right? With the hatchet.
100%. But that's fucking movie shit. Like boy in the walls shit. Like that's so fucking weird.
Dude,
and
it's
real life happening.
I'm telling you right now, man. You got a dude in a dress with lipstick on carrying a hatchet. It's like, I don't even know how to feel about that anymore, because like, you know, if you're transitioning, that's one thing. But if you're living in the walls wearing a dress with a hatchet, like, you're getting clapped. You're getting bodied.
What's 100% fucking tragic, though, about the Daniel LaPlante story is that he never got over it. He was always obsessive, and once he was put into he got put into a detention facility, and
one would hope
he was labeled emotionally unwell, so he got off with that. They eventually just let him out. Because he was okay.
Sure. Yeah.
And he didn't have access to the original family, but he then found another one and
started living in their walls.
Well, no, he went right to, he didn't do A to B. He just went to B. He killed that whole family.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. The Daniel LaPlante story ends really fucking sad. But, well, you know. But yeah, up to that point, it's a fucking nightmare.
Was he doing it like he didn't do it in a dress or anything?
No,
he just was
this
I
believe
one will
it
work.
was just he broke in and
this one will work to just kill everybody.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I've never heard of this. The name kind of sounds familiar, but I don't remember. I don't think I've ever heard this before.
I found it and I was like, this is fucking nightmares.
Yeah. Huge nightmares. Dude, once you start seeing shit like written, you know what I mean? I can see the dad's point of view too, is like, look, girl, you gotta stop playing these fucking games, man. We're having issues as it is. You know, you're not gonna jump right to there's fucking
a boy in the walls,
somebody living in the walls.
Yeah, because why the fuck would you? You know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've had we had when the hurricane, we had that one like tropical storm like last year, maybe a year before.
Yeah.
But like the wind would come through the attic and we have a little attic. We don't have a real attic. We have like a tunnel that shit can be put in. But it rattled.
It's just space for ducts.
Yeah. It rattled the door, and Priscilla was like, "You need to check. There might be a person up there." And I'm like, "There's no fucking person up there. There could have been a person up there."
Yeah. And if that person is up there, like, you can't just like poke your head up there. It's gonna be like aliens with the fucking.
You're gonna get stabbed immediately.
Yeah, man. He's got the drop.
You just Matt, why do you have like buckshot holes in your roof?
Yeah.
Well, every time I check the attic, I fire around.
Just give a couple up there and wait to listen for moaning.
Yeah, wait a sec, see drips.
Yeah. God, you fucker.
I knew it.
I knew it. There was dude in the wall.
Boy in the wall.
Boy in the wall.
That's all the ones I got, though.
I mean, me too.
I tried very hard to avoid like too many stalkers.
It's all I could find.
There's there's a brief one. There's a guy, I'm forgetting his name because I didn't research it, but he's famous. He's a guy who he was obsessing over his a roommate or a college friend who didn't want to date him. Yeah. And he copied her keys. Well, he was like the apartment block manager or something, so he had sets of them. Or he stole them. It was something like that. But he had access to her apartment. He'd go in, take things. He'd record her all the time.
Yeah, it's fucking horrifying.
You know,
man.
one day he eventually, stepped over the line. He killed her, dismembered her, put her in garbage bags. He was trying to just hope the garbage would take care of his problem.
I know this story.
I think I played this for you guys once. But yeah, you can watch him on the news talking to people.
Realize they found the body.
And
he goes, what?
Yeah, he's like, the body.
Yeah.
He
could have like totally played it off too, of like, what do you mean they found the body? She's dead.
She died. Like dead. Oh my god. He could have.
But it turns out that they found the body.
Yeah.
And he panicked because he's like, fuck, I'm gonna fucking get sent up for murder.
He's got a fucking really weirdly particular inflection about his voice that I always grabbed onto too, of just him being like, well, we're all out here looking for her, and most we can think is somebody snatched her. Like, he just has such a fucking I grab onto shit like that.
Yeah, he's odd. I mean, I read a couple of like Reddit stories of stalkers and stuff, but like one of them was a girl who worked at Subway, and she had gauges in her ears.
Sure.
And somebody there's like a couple it's a Subway, so there's regular customers.
Sure.
And one of them called and was like, is this the girl with the nice ears? And she was like, yeah,
I guess.
And this was a guy who would sit there and like eat a sandwich where he could see her and just watch her while he ate, and then just like sit there for a long time after he was done and just watch her. And then they made some phone calls he kept calling the store to try and find out when she was by herself, alone in there, like closing up or whatever. And she was kind of like buttoning up to leave, and she just happened to look outside and saw him getting into the back seat of her car, and was like, fuck, called the cops. Cops pulled him out. He had like zip ties and a knife and shit, and chloroform and whatever. And she was just like, could not believe. She looked up out the window at the exact time that she watched him get in.
Yeah, that could have just not been.
You could have just been dead, dude.
Yeah.
And that type of shit fucking freaks me the fuck out, man. Nobody ever checks their backseat. I feel like a psychopath every time I get into my car.
Oh, no.
I check every fucking...
Maybe 6 months ago, I took you home after an episode, and I was driving, and I just saw it looked like something weird in my trunk. So I literally just fucking went on the brake real quick to hear if anything hit the seat.
Right.
Because I was like, okay. Because I hate that shit. I have a big, I have an SUV now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. My car is like a grocery gear. It's like a wagon. So it's like,
there's a lot of spots. Yeah.
You could
I don't
fucking
like
curl up back there. Easy.
Spooks me.
Especially it's like fucking my wife and kid are in that car all the time. Fucking scares the shit out of me, man.
Oh, yeah.
All that type of shit. There was a couple different ones too, but they're all like that. There's like a guy who keeps calling obsessive. There's like one who was like her lab partner in a community college. It was this older guy and just kept fucking like showing up at places she was at. Of course, he was following her. And then one day, her roommate was coming home, and her roommate was like on a sports team. She's like an athlete of some kind, and is bigger and stronger physically than the main girl of the story was, right?
Right.
And this dude tried to grab her, and she fucking like shrugged him off, stomped his toe, and like fucking bowed him, and he ran off and left his backpack, and the backpack was like full of zip ties and fucking, you know,
kill kit shit.
Yep, kill kit shit. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff like that. And that's the stuff that's like, you know, man, you just wonder about the ones the person is not able to tell the story because they didn't look up at the right time. Again, they got fucking
Let's there's one that's it's really sad, but it's like they're like I think they're Chinese, or they might be like they're like Southeast Asia.
Okay.
But they were a couple that were big on Instagram. And the guy dumped her, and she, like, you can watch, I don't know if it's still up, but you used to be able to go to her Instagram and see her actual devolving into fucking madness of her obsession with him, until she posted a video of her getting on a building trying to be like, I'm gonna kill myself if you don't do it, and she fucking slips.
Ooh!
And people saw her like live stream a death, essentially. She fucking went right down. It's fucked.
That's bad.
It's not a good one. It's really sad.
Yeah, that's like some live
because she
shit.
Clearly, like, when she starts falling, she like regrets it like immediately. She's like, she's afraid.
Right.
I've never seen the actual video, but I've seen the people talk about it, and they're like, "Yo, she's like terrified when she falls," and it's like, "Fuck." It was like clear that she fell, like she didn't jump.
Yeah, she was not. She was bluffing.
Yeah,
but I've seen a lot of videos like that.
Yeah.
So it's like I get the. I get the feeling. I can picture it.
I mean, yeah, but yeah. So, I mean, that's all we got for real stuff.
Yeah.
So we might as well fist pump, move on to the main event.
Boom,
Cape Fear.
Cape Fear.
Which was a very safe pick.
It was indeed.
Mostly because I was like, this might suck as far as a content episode.
No.
I say that though, but this is closely becoming the fucking longest episode we've ever done.
Is it?
Somehow.
How did that happen?
Which means heavy editing will most likely have to happen. I don't know. But, yeah, so we watched Cape Fear, specifically the remake with Robert De Niro.
97?
Yeah, it was the 90s, right?
It feels like the 90s.
Had to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, the classic movie, classic revenge flick, involving an ex-con, Mr. Maximilian Cady.
That's right.
Who is... gets out of jail and sets out to terrorize and eventually murder the defense attorney who fucking failed him 14 years prior.
Buried a report that would have definitely at least lightened his sentence.
That could have changed the circumstances.
Yes, and therefore changed the circumstances of his life.
Yeah.
And not have him deal the last 14 years of his life in a 9x8 cell.
He says it several times.
Yeah.
So I like this movie a lot. It's pretty good.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. I've seen it a bunch of times.
Yeah, it's probably like the 5th time, probably.
That's sure, somewhere in that neighborhood.
There. It's fucking rad.
It's really good.
Robert De Niro fucking kills it. Reminds you why he's just allowed to take shitty bit parts now.
Yeah,
it's totally
because he has a million of these also.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, if you honestly only make Taxi Driver and Cape Fear,
yeah.
like you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want.
That's like people who clown on Al Pacino for being in like Jack and Jill. I'm like, yo, you do one Scarface before you can you do any Dog Day Afternoon, you can do this.
You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Yeah.
Fuck off.
You gave us this.
Yeah. So Cape Fear is fucking rad as hell.
It's very good. Martin Scorsese picture.
It's a Scorsese picture.
Which it doesn't feel like a Scorsese movie.
I think Scorsese gets around enough style-wise.
Yeah, I guess. It's just, I think what it is I have like some greatest hits that I watch of his. Sure. So it's like fucking, I've watched Casino so many fucking times. I love Casino.
Well, I think too. You were calling it out too in the movie that there's a lot that feels somewhat out of place, mostly because it might be like hard homage to the original version.
To the original one. Like I'm pretty sure the score is the same.
If it isn't, it's fucking like they on purpose trying to be like a
classic one.
Yeah, like one of those old school like thrillers.
Yeah, and certain camera angles too, like when Nick Nolte's brushing his teeth and whatnot, it was just like very classic film.
Max Cady walking out of prison felt like that's straight out of it.
Which is when you first get to see the Mortal Kombat guy. Which is prevalent in the movie.
There was a lot of weird, like red roiling skies.
Yeah, it's those merging of the realms, dude.
Those weird, like we've been doing in our Danny DeVito series. There's a lot of like weird fucking blood red Gotham skies. It's so weird.
It is strange. It looks great.
It's beautiful as fuck. But yeah, this movie's it's pretty straightforward. What I said at the top is basically the plot. It all culminates in a big clash, but there's some fucking really silly details in this film.
Yeah, sometimes.
I would say we were laughing about like because Katie like he inherited a ton of money and he's all worked out and shit, and we were just like, your life is probably net better than it would have been had you not gone to jail. So how about you chill?
But also, he's much healthier. He learned to read.
Yeah, he was illiterate before he went in.
You know, his mom died, though. That's bad.
Nah, I'm sure.
But it's not because he went to prison.
Yeah.
And he would have probably gotten the inheritance anyway. Because he said, his mom died and they had to sell off the farm, which he got the proceeds of.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you only got $30,000 for that farm? A farm?
Yeah, farm.
This is in the 90s, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and that might be... too from because he said he went up in like the 70s. So which that doesn't make sense. Does it?
I don't know.
If he went up in like 77, it could be the 90s.
That's one of the biggest problems with the movie in general is the fact that like I feel he tries so hard to be like, you ruined my life.
Yeah.
But like it's like, no, you like brutally raped a girl. It doesn't matter if she had banged a couple dudes before you. Yeah. Like in a month.
Well, that type of dude though.
Yeah.
He's not fucking like he's not a stand-up guy. He's not a good person.
It cements Katie as like a bad dude. Yeah. As opposed to a sympathetic
fucking horrible person.
Yeah. Which is great. He fucking plays it so well.
And it is interesting because a lesser movie
would have tried real hard to make it like
would have tried to make you feel for him sometimes. Yeah. And be like you know, really play with who's in the right here. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a remake to come out that was like more trying to play with the duality of it all and be like, especially now that the you know, the main character is a lawyer. Nick Nolte's a lawyer, and it's like you can do with lawyers whatever the fuck you want. You can brutalize lawyers. You know, it's like a joke how fucking horrible they are. You know what I mean?
There's a couple, and the movie does a decent job of showing that the system sucks.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's parts where like, there's so many parts where Nick Nolte's trying to abuse the system, and they're just like, no, it's unsympathetic towards your problem, buddy. Yeah. Or like later, there's a part where Max Cady like brutalizes his mistress, who is also
not even his mistress.
Yeah, they don't bang.
It's just like someone he likes hanging out with that he doesn't want to tell his wife about because he has had mistresses before, and he's probably hanging out with her to be like, we're gonna bang eventually,
Maybe,
but I'm gonna draw this out.
But he brutalizes her real bad, and she has that breakdown where she's like, I don't want to testify because I don't want to be fucking dragged through the mud.
Yeah,
because I know we do that.
Definitely do, and
like,
to just be dude. Like laughed about later, and
like it didn't even matter.
Because it definitely happens. Because guess what? She's fucking seen it happen.
But yeah, it does a lot of that. But most of the movie is Max Cady does the thing. Nick Nolte goes, "Can I do anything about it?" And nobody.
How do we put this guy away?
Which he tries so hard not to sound like Nick Nolte.
Not to be Nick Nolte.
It is so it comes out a couple times, quite a bit.
Yeah, when he's in like really intense things, you start to get that.
Yeah, there's like, just parts where he's talking, and I was just like, there it is.
There it is. He's fucking peeking through.
It's hard.
It's like fucking Mr. Hyde or something.
he's perpetually in like the beginning of werewolf transformation.
Right. Just always in that like sweaty, kind of getting irritable. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so.
But it's mostly like it seems when Katie is fucking with, what's his name? I forget.
Bowden?
Yeah.
That's funny because the finale is on a boat.
Huh?
They go boating.
What do you know?
Scorsese, you did it again.
You done did it, dude. Yeah, so when Katie's fucking with Bowden, while it's happening, it's like super threatening.
Yeah.
And like it's clear he means him harm, but then when he tries to tell him about it later, when he tries to like do something about it to his higher ups, he's like, dude, okay, so what can we do? It always just sounds innocuous as fuck. He's like, oh, he wasn't even on your property, like you don't know it was Katie that poisoned your dog. Like what? No, we can't do anything.
Yeah, it's like, there's that part where Katie's just staring at them, and it's like clear. Yeah, it's threatening.
Yeah,
but Bowden goes over there and like decks him, and everyone's on Katie's side immediately.
Yeah, well, because Katie's like, "What the fuck you doing, man?
What are you doing?
I was just standing here."
Yeah.
And he was like, "You son of a bitch, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing." And he totally does know.
It's true. It's a maddening situation to be in.
Oh yeah,
100%. Because you feel crazy. Because nobody, I mean, he knows for a fact he's not being gaslit or anything.
No. It's just nothing he can fucking do about it, especially because Katie spent his 14 years in the clink becoming well-versed in the law. So he knows exactly where to step and exactly what to do to where you legally can't do anything.
It's all build-up, too. It's all tenderizing.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's like, by the time Katie makes the move, it's too fucking late for you.
Yeah. He's already just broken you down so hard that it's like you're defenseless really and you're ready to crack, which is what he's trying to do. He's trying to like killing joke.
Yeah,
Nick Nolte.
100%. He's trying to like show him like what it takes to like lose shit, and he says like make a commitment.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna show you loss.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna make you learn about loss or something like that.
And it goes, he like poisons the dog.
Yeah.
He tries seducing the daughter.
Yeah.
Which is super weird.
Very
I feel
weird.
like maybe that part works a little bit better in the original because the daughter is it's it's a little bit more old timey, so the daughter's more like button up. So that to see her like express like a wild side is a little bit more telling of the time of like, no, this isn't like a new thing. It's always been hiding because like people were never pure. The 50s were just weird and repressive.
Free spirits don't exist yet.
Yeah, it's but it was like clearly it's like, no, you just didn't have an outlet for it. Like people are always like this.
Right.
In this, the daughter's kind of insufferable.
It's all right. It's Juliette Lewis.
It's a different take on it. It's just weird because it's like she's way into it, and then she's like suddenly not. I feel like they just didn't have enough time to really like with her.
Well, there's that. She's into it for a second because it's like, naughty and rebellious and this type of thing. But once it starts getting serious, I think then it's when she flips, because it's like, all right, this is fucking.
All right, he's trying to kill my family.
It's definitely not what he says it is. Because when Katie approaches the daughter, he's like, yeah, I'm trying to fucking teach your dad something. Yeah. You know what I mean? I pray for him every day. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at him at all. I'm not trying to, like,
it's mostly, I wish that scene had come at the beginning. Like, he had done that right away. Because then you could have had more time with it. Because as it stands in the plot, like, how it paces, it's like, in one scene, he's like, the wife and him are having a confrontation. And then he's seducing daughter. And then
it just would have made it more about the daughter than it needed to be, I think.
Sure, but that's like it's a plot point. I don't even mean add more scenes, but just, maybe move it. So it's a thing. I mean, it's a thing in the background.
You could probably do it.
It's just real close. She goes from like his side to anti-Katie like pretty quick. It's just
that's what I'm saying. That flip isn't so like jarring.
Sure,
because it's like clear he means some harm now.
Yeah.
And before he was just playing on her naivete.
Yeah.
And being like, no, it's totally fine. I did a lot of time in prison and I learned a lot, and I'm trying to, be better about it. And I'm trying to show your dad the same thing. And then it's like, well, no, actually, I'm on a boat. I'm gonna fucking rape and murder all of you. So the flip. I buy it.
Sure. I mean, I buy it. It's a pacing thing.
Yeah, it didn't take me out of it.
Can we talk about his wardrobe?
We should.
His wardrobe and his vernacular is so fucking perfect.
We talked about it on the other channel when we talked about Matilda.
Yeah.
I love that aesthetic, that fucking like high class rockabilly trailer trash.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. Anything leopard print, fucking zebra stripe, Hawaiian print. Turquoise, white,
fucking little boating awesome. Caps and shit.
Love it. Yeah. It's my jam.
There's something so wonderful about Katie dressing so like presentably, but saying, he does a thing too. He's not articulate like flawlessly. He still very clearly is like a fucking hick in a way, and he knows a lot of big words and he knows what they mean. He's very educated now, but he still has his drawl. He still mispronounces a lot of things.
Sure.
And he's awesome. It's all mixed in with like slang and old. It's fucking wonderful.
His dialogue is fucking killer. 100%. And as far as his look goes too, I like the because he's got money now.
Yeah.
So he's like these are like trashy clothes, but they're really nice. And new and high dollar stuff. And he's also got all the like prison tats underneath it and stuff. I love the juxtaposition like that. And it's like after a UFC fight, right? And those motherfuckers got some money, so they're in like these awesome suits,
and they got like the nose bands,
but they're like all fucked up. I love that look.
Great.
I love that shit. It's so awesome. But his dialogue is super good too, because I like what you said about his mixing up of like slang and like actual high dollar words.
Yeah.
But also everything is draped in this like fucking Georgia honey.
It's a beautiful fucking like line they walk, because a lesser film would probably have fallen to either side.
Sure.
He's either a hick or he's very, very classy.
Yeah.
Like even the original one. The Max Katie is like very, very like articulate. It feels like they're coming from the same place essentially.
Yeah, which is a cool like dichotomy there in the OG one, which I haven't seen too many times. I think I've seen it all the way through at least once, and I've caught bits of it. But the dichotomy of like two men from a similar standing who have taken vastly different directions in life, and now that's coming to a head because Max Cady feels that he's been stolen from.
Sure.
Which is a through line in both movies, obviously.
Yeah.
But it comes through more in this one as like a I drug myself up from the dirt, and now I'm gonna fucking drag you down because you think you're fucking better than me.
Yeah.
Which is that comes up a bunch of times too, when he's just like, you're not fucking better than me. He says that all the fucking time. You remember that scene? Well, of course you do, but
we just watched
we just watched it. When the fucking thugs try to beat him up and he kicks the shit out of like three dudes.
What's his name? Kursak? Yeah,
like
Kursak is he's a PI that Bowden hires to kind of watch Katie.
Yeah,
and he tells him, he's like, listen, that's a great scene where Kursak confronts him.
Yeah,
outside that place, and after that confrontation, he's like, you need to take care of this because he is fucking serious.
Yeah, he's not playing games at all.
It's a really cool. I like scenes where somebody gauges somebody else just by like a brief.
Yeah,
like I'm just gonna go fuck with him a little bit. I need to see how far he'll push back or how much he can get in the butt.
Especially somebody who is like a PI, former cop like that.
Yeah.
He just goes in and gets a read and is like, yep, this guy is fucking not joking around. So
It's like
we got to do something about this.
It's like that one Firefly episode, Heart of Gold, when Mal goes to meet his name's Ranch Burgess. He's essentially a guy terrorizing a whorehouse because
Kid,
and he goes to meet him and like he walks out and he's like, we all need to run.
We're leaving.
That guy's a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
And you're like, right on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a great. Yeah, he hires those thugs to beat fucking Max Cady up, and it's so good.
Yeah. Because they get some fucking good licks in,
sure.
but Max Cady has been like fucking Batman training in prison.
Well, yeah,
so
he's prison tough. Like,
Yeah.
he's just fucking been fucking.
he's
up.
not only prison tough, but like while he was in prison, he had a mission. He says in there he wanted to become more than human.
Yeah, that's a great. Yeah, that's sort of. He's like, like fucking. How do you? It's something that you're just a man. You want to accomplish things.
Yeah, he was surrounded by people for 14 years. Surrounded by people who were less than human, and it was my mission to become more than human.
And it's like, fuck.
Fucking, he's so nuts.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, he fucks those dudes up. That's a great bit too, because Nick Nolte's Bowden's hiding behind a dumpster.
Behind a dumpster,
and he like hears like a can or something getting kicked over.
He tries to run because when Katie starts getting the upper hand in this fight, he's like, oh shit, and he tries to bail
knocks shit over
and knocks like sounds like a pie pan.
Yeah,
like he's getting thrown on the ground.
And and that's a great part too, because he doesn't even know for a fact if Bowden's there.
Yeah,
and he just goes for so long.
Just going like, what am I even gonna do? And it's like, you know what? No, it doesn't even matter if you are.
Yeah, doesn't even matter if you are. Which
this plan works better if I, like, beating you to death here behind a dumpster isn't as grandiose as I need to make your end.
It has to. Yeah, I'm not done yet.
Exactly.
Which is like, you know what's fucking real crazy? If he wasn't there.
Yeah.
If he was just, I said that I was like, could you imagine being the person walking by, seeing him screaming, covered in blood with a pipe, just like, you there?
Talking about like, I am God.
Yeah.
I'm as big as God.
I'm as big as God. Yeah.
God entered my body.
like a body my same size. That's a teaser for the mental fucking disorder episode. We'll probably do the madness episode.
Yeah. Fucking jittering God madness. Yeah.
Oh fuck. But yeah, the movie's solid.
It's interesting to watch Nick Nolte, Bowden, right? Start stepping more and more outside the bounds of the law, trying to put a stop to Max Cady. Because at first it's just like he's trying to go to his lawyer friends and be like, what can I do?
Yeah.
And they're like, nothing really. And then he goes to the cops and they're like, what should I do? And they're like, you can't really do anything.
Yeah.
You know, one of the cops is like, you know how you catch a tiger? You fucking put a goat on a chain, and when the tiger comes out, you fucking shoot it. And he goes, I mean, you're not telling me to disobey the law. And the cop is just like
no,
winking so hard to be like, I can't advise you to do anything like that.
I mean, that's eventually what they do. They like fake him leaving so that he can hide in the house.
Yeah. And then, so then he goes, after the cops, he goes to the private eye, who is even further outside the law.
Yeah.
You know, and then the private eye has to hire thugs, which is like, now you're just hiring muscle to fucking crank on a guy.
Yeah.
You know? So, it's just a fun stepladder down into the depths, and you just kind of be like, okay, well, what are you really prepared to do to, like, you know, put a stop to this guy who you perceive as a threat? And and by the time it culminates on the houseboat, it's like there's nobody there to help you. It's just you and this guy chipping out.
It's just fucking
and like he's fucking way better than you.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? He's trained for this. He thought about this day in and day out for 14 fucking years.
Because they run, the climax happens at Cape Fear.
Yeah.
Because the family, basically the we won't give away too much of the climax, I don't think. But eventually, they have to run and they go hide out on their boat down like the bayou. And Max Cady's followed them, obviously.
Yeah. But he didn't follow them. He tied himself to their car.
Yeah.
The bottom of their car.
He hugged the bottom.
Which
the
is
whole
like,
way.
what if they didn't have an SUV? The thing's jacked up so he could fit underneath it. What if they had just like a fucking regular car?
I don't know.
What would he have done?
Got a taxi.
Yeah. Maybe.
But yeah, they have this big showdown on a boat. His plan ultimately is just to rape and kill all of them in front of Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
But he holds Nolte on trial, which is pretty rad. The whole thing of like getting him to confess to it. Like,
yeah.
In the, admitting like, no, I knew fucking 6 years in that you did this. Like, and Nick Nolte, because we kept saying it, like, what is her having a promiscuous lifestyle fucking change for the case?
I mean,
and
it
Nick Nolte
shouldn't
finally
change
says
anything.
like it didn't fucking matter because you beat and raped that girl.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you're supposed, and he does bring up the point that, you know, you're supposed to fucking zealously defend me because you're the defense. Which we were like, you know, it's hard being a fucking defense attorney, man.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Because you legally, you just have to. You're either fucking getting broken down day by day, having to do this, or you're just like a seriously, like a joke depiction of a lawyer where you're just like a serious, soulless shark.
Yeah.
Like, not giving a fuck. You know?
Yeah,
which I'm sure both of those things are true.
But yeah, we get a really rad, you know, showdown. Katie gets burnt up.
Yeah.
You know, shit goes down. Not, you know. Watch Cape Fear. It's really fun.
It's fucking great.
It's really good.
It was really good. Watch both of them back to back. I actually kind of wanted to, because there was so many things in this version of it that I was like, that has got to be like something like from the OG one. It has to be, because it's just not something that modern film would do even in the 90s.
Right, yeah, that's clear. Yeah, it's like clearly like bygone era shit.
But even some stuff was like, that would be there's the one shot when they're on the houseboat and Nick Nolte throws the anchor into the water, and it has a deliberate shot of the anchor like, going into the water. You know what I mean? And it was like that. You didn't need that shot. It was weird. It was like just like a little jarring. And also, why would you lift that from the original? An anchor shot like that, you know what I mean? It just doesn't. I don't know. It might have just been something that like Scorsese was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. You know, who cares? Mm-hmm. Which might be. I don't know. I haven't talked to the guy.
Yeah, that's pretty much all the stuff we kind of researched and covered for Obsessions.
More or less.
I feel like we had more to talk about than I expected.
Did we go long?
Yeah, we went long, boy.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Oh, it'll get trimmed.
I'm sure.
Out of necessity.
Honestly, don't even. Who cares?
But I have picked our next topic.
Oh, lordy lord.
It's maybe a safe pick. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
We are going to talk about caves.
Caves?
Caves! The scariest of places.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
Caves? Caves. There's lots of cool stuff for caves.
I'm watching Aladdin, dude.
Dude.
Cave of Wonders.
And the movie, our main event movie will be a movie I know you haven't seen, but I have, and I love it, called The Strangeness.
The Strangeness.
Guess what? It's in a cave.
That makes sense. That tracks.
But yes. So please... join us next time as we start diving into caves, stories of cavers, maybe some spooky things in caves.
Sure.
There's plenty of movies about caves,
Yeah.
usually with monsters.
There's a lot of them with monsters.
You know, watch Strangeness to prepare to watch along with us.
The one I'm thinking of is the Werner Herzog documentary. Where he goes. I mean, that's not really a horror movie, but
It could be.
anything with Werner Herzog's at least a little creepy. So
Right. Yeah, you can find us at our usual spots, you know, over on the Facebook page,
Sure.
on our Libsyn, our Player FM, all the usuals. Our YouTube channel, where I've now recently begun uploading. Actually, today, the first of the old classic from our Midnight Hour days is now up.
nice.
So you can catch up with those.
Cannibalism.
Yeah, cannibalism.
That's a good one.
Fuck, it was a really hardcore one to start on.
Yeah. We open it up right around here, son.
Right around here. So, that's all we have for today. Please join us next time for Caves.
Caves.
This has been Matt.